Yo, what up? What up? What's going on? What the business is? Appreciate everybody that's already in the building. Lando, what up? Great Britain, what up? Mr. Rod, not Rogers, what's up? Piracy, what's going on? Batman Beyond 6'4", what's up, bro? Norvell, Defensive Slaves, Harris, what's going on, bro? What's going on, bro? I can't, man. I'm so pissed. I can't even enjoy this shit, man. I'm literally, y'all, like for people that don't know, man, I am really like pissed right now because I can't. I'm not fucking with the NBA, man. Not at all. This shit is just a travesty, man. It's fucked up. That could be a good matchup, though. I think it's gonna be the Heat. I said the Heat was a sleeper team early on this year. I expect them to win like they did with the ease that they did. But Eric Spoelstra is a great coach, and unlike Doc Rivers, who's fucking overrated as fuck. You know, shout out to my homeboy just told me that Doc Rivers got fired. Doc Rivers is one of the most overrated fucking coaches ever, bro. The dude's choked every time. When he had the Clippers. When he had fucking Lob City, you had Chris Paul with two of the most athletic fucking bigs in the league. They never made it to the fucking even conference finals, I don't think. All right. Never even made it to the conference finals. This was post Kobe injury, so the Lakers were out of the way. So it was their fucking it was their conference to be had, and they never fucking did shit. They never even made it past the second round. Yeah, man. Shout out to Aegon, shout out to Entanglement L. Yeah, get Doc Rivers the fuck up out of here, man. Doc Rivers is like one of the most overrated fucking coaches ever, bro. He had Doc Rivers, and that's why he's only able to win one time. He had the best, probably the best single season roster ever, or the best single season core cast ever. You had Paul Pierce, Kevin Garnett, and Ray Allen all pretty much in the last year of their primes with the hunger to win. A rookie Rondo, who's a pure point guard, and a whole bunch of other people that did have no ego, and they were just going to listen to the veteran guys that wanted to fucking win a ring. Yeah, it's a whole bunch of shit going on. I already saw this, man, but I ain't gonna get into that. It was already written on the wall for fucking the Lakers to win this year, bro. When Kobe died, it was in the bag. I'll just say that. That's all I'm gonna say. I'm gonna leave it at that. If the Lakers don't win, bro, I would be surprised as fuck. I'll just say that. For the Lakers not to win the championship this year, bro, hey, it's gonna be some crazy shit to happen. That's all I'm gonna say. But anyway, shout out to everybody in the building. Continue to like and share the stream as you guys come in. Tonight we're gonna get into it about the Supreme Court Justice nominee Amy Coney Barrett, okay, and how, of course, these liberal motherfuckers are already started, y'all. They already started the bullshit, trying to take the lady down and trying to, talk about all this bullshit and destroy the lady's character. And like, man, what more could you fucking want from a woman? Okay. What more could you want? All right. And I'm going to tell you why, right? Because this woman right here is the bane of these abortion bitches. Okay. Said she stole the kid. Yeah, man. Listen, man. Yeah. And shout out to the dude, what's his name? the Instagram guy, Montega, I think his name, either Montega or Montega. He brought up a very interesting point. Charlize Theron then had what, at least a little black boy for the longest that she's done turned into a girl. Charlize Theron did this. She adopted a black boy and she turned him into a girl. If I don't remember right, did not Angelina Jolie do the same thing? Didn't Angelina Jolie adopt black kids? And I think one of them was a boy, and she's also doing let them be what they want to be type thing. Oh, Madonna too? Wow. I didn't know about Madonna. Yeah, they trying to, man. Again, and again, I know y'all don't fuck with the Bible. I know y'all don't, do that. But again, man, it's telling you right here, man. There's a reason why one spiritual ideology is always attacked versus everything else. I don't see nobody attacking motherfucking Buddhism, Hinduism, not even Muslims, or not even Islam, the way that the religion of the God of the Bible is, man. Her bio kid, okay, yeah, well, yeah, she wasn't black. That's what I'm saying. But I think, hold up, Angelina Jolie didn't have no what's her name? Yeah, them abortion bitches, man. Fuck them abortion bitches. Angelina Jolie has no biological children. Shout out to Ruffian. Oh shit, I didn't know they had a bio daughter. Okay, thanks for the correction. Well, Lewis, that's a great point too, man. Listen, you know what though? They know not to fuck with fucking Islam. Islam don't fuck around. Islam don't play. I told y'all they tried this shit in the UK with the whole teaching the alternative lifestyle shit, and the all the parents that pull their kids from the school. The parents pull the kids from the school, y'all. Like all like nah, and you not sending no truancy officer. You're not telling no motherfucking no DFADs or you know what I'm saying. None of that shit. Like nah, as long as y'all teaching this shit, we not having it. We ain't going. Okay. Them motherfucking Muslims don't fuck around. They don't play around, bro. So that's why people know to stay the fuck away from that shit, or when it comes to that. But either way, so yeah, but of course, entanglement L, it's these women are running shit. This is what happens when you allow women to run households versus men. Shout out to Houston. Them people down there in Texas, man, had to force and do their own research to protect the children from a guy that was doing the drag story time thing. And this dude was a convicted child molester, man. Convicted, like actual performed a illegal sex act on a child. And this dude was the one that was doing the drag story time. And the library refused to give the information of the real identity of the people. So the parents did their own research and found out that this dude was a straight up fucking predator, man. This is why I'm telling y'all, we need Amy Coney Barrett around here, bro. Because I can promise you this one. And this is why I say too. This is what shows you like how much of psychotic belief system that fucking feminism is, right? Feminism comes to tell you, well, we're about women empowerment. We just want women to be treated equally. You know, women want to have the same chance as men and all these other things. And, you know, women's rights. Lo and behold, you have a woman that's showing you how it can be done and how it should be done. Because a woman's first job is to, again, carry life, bring life into the world. That's your first job, to be a mother, Nurture your children. Okay? Put yourself in the least possible stressful situation so you have a healthy pregnancy. Take care of yourself during that pregnancy with a man. Ideally, a husband that cares about you, that's going to provide for you, is going to make your life easier enough for you and the baby to be safe. Okay? She did the shit, but she got a motherfucking, but she got a whole football team, right? King Bullshit. She got a football team out of this motherfucker, man. And adopted 2 more kids. All right? Wow. Here we go. Look at this right here. And this is the out of hand shit that dumbass niggas do. Listen, I told y'all, look, man, listen. The race card is done. These white folks are over with you niggas calling them colonizers and racists and white supremacists and all this other shit. It's over with, bro. It's over. It's over. It's over with. Just stop it, man. Lay it down, B. Lay it down. Lay it down. You hoes, lay it down. Lay it down, B. Stop. Stop it, man. Just stop. God damn it. Shit was showing that thing. Now it's fucking. God damn. Hold on. Let me read. I gotta refresh this shit because I'm trying to close the fucking ad. Okay. Show the stupid shit so I can delete it. But either way. Again, and listen. I mean, she possibly could have adopted 2 black children and not Haitian, but unfortunately, I mean, it's so many black babies being it's so many black babies being aborted. I mean, maybe there were none available at the time. Ain't that a shame? And one can actually make the claim that there are so many African American babies being aborted that if a person wants to adopt a black child or a child of African descent, it's going to have to be a foreign child. Ain't that some crazy shit? And what's more fucking important than that, man, than you taking on a child that isn't yours as your own? You know how black women used to say it's a package deal, right? You know how me and my kids a package deal. If you want to be with me, you got to be with my kids. Well, damn. Is she not doing this by taking on 2 children that have absolutely nothing to do with her? She's not in a relationship with the person. It's not even a package deal. She's taking on the whole deal. Full, complete, and total responsibility for the lives of 2 children of African descent. They're Haitian. They're not African American. You know? But shit, why should she? Why not in hindsight, right? Let's just think about this. Why would she fucking want to adopt a black kid? Just for her to be called a fucking colonizer and the this and that and all this crazy ass shit? Right? I'm just curious. Why would this shit let me close this motherfucking ad, man? God damn, hold on. It said close, but then it won't let me close it. But okay, fuck it. So let's look at the wild and crazy shit of whining ass niggas. How about that? Wild world of wacky niggas. Boston University professors urged to resign for calling Amy Coney Barrett a white colonizer who is using her 2 adopted Haitian children as props. Wow. Wow. She using them as props, huh? Well, hold on, brother. She didn't just go out and adopt these kids yesterday. Once she got the nomination, right? She didn't go fucking just adopt these kids for a fucking photo shoot and a photo op for political purposes. She been had these kids, bro. Since birth, from my understanding. Or a very, very young age. She tells the story about how the 13-year-old was extremely frail, and she was sickly and all these things, and now she's a track star, she said. Founder and director of Boston University Center for Anti-Racist Research. Listen, yeah, he's not gonna be that's not gonna be there for long anyway. Anti-racist research, that's up out of there. Say goodbye. Enjoy it while it lasted. That's over with. That's the same fucking shit that the executive order that the president just created. It's gonna get rid of that. So he wasn't gonna have no job too long enough anyway. He just saw the writing in the wall, and he wanted to get a notch in his pro-black hat. That's all that was. He know that shit. So that's up out of there, bro. Center for Anti-Racist Research. Oh, that's out of there, man. That's white supremacy theory all day, every day. The white man. They got their foot on my neck. America with 3 Ks. Yeah. Black power. That's all day. That's all you hear all day. White privilege. So yeah, he was up out there anyway. So this was kind of strategic on him. He had nothing to lose. He just went for the gusto. Just go get him on the board or some motherfucking NAACP or something. You know what I'm saying? So this was actually a calculated move by that brother. So I give him kudos for that. Okay. A Boston University professor is being urged to resign after saying Supreme Court nominee Judge Amy Coney Barrett was a racist white colonizer for adopting 2 black children from Haiti and using them as props. The charge was leveled at Judge Barrett, a devout Catholic who has 5 biological and 2 adopted children, on Saturday by Ibram X. Oh, he's one of these X niggas. Oh my God. Oh God. Lord Jesus. Anyway, Kendi, a College of Arts and Science tenured professor of history and the director and founder of Boston University Center for Anti-Racist Research. Some white colonizers adopted black children, Kendi wrote on Twitter. They civilized these savage children in their superior ways of white people while using them as props for their lifelong pictures of the denial, while cutting the biological parents of these children out of the picture of humanity. What the fuck? Oh, wow, hold on. Kendi, the author of three #1 New York Times bestsellers, including How to Be an Anti-Racist, was responding to a tweet that included a picture of Barrett's sister, Carrie, holding children who were not adopted by the judge. Is everybody a fucking #1 New York Times bestseller? I never heard of this nigga. I think everybody, if you put a book, you're like, I mean, what the fuck? Steve Harvey was a #1 New York Times bestseller. Like everybody, nigga, all you gotta do is write a book. Nigga, I'm writing a book, nigga. I see why niggas write books. I'm writing a book, nigga. The Fabulous Life of Fantastic or some shit. I don't fucking know, but goddamn it, I'm writing a book too. Everybody's a fucking New York Times bestseller. It's crazy shit. All right, Kendi described himself on a website as a hardcore anti-racist and softcore vegan, and married his wife, Dr. Sadiqa Kendi. Whoa, okay, a pediatric emergency physician in 2013. They have a daughter together. And this is the family right here, man. Bruh, how could you, bruh, listen. As hard as it is, bro. Oh, yeah, shout out to yeah, even Superhead's a motherfucking best. God, everybody, man, I'm writing a book, nigga. Eating Cold was a #1 bestseller too? God damn. Oh, well, hold on. Oh shit. Damn, well, hold on. I got up out of there. I'm getting out of there. I don't know. Hypocrisy, I'm getting out of there. Oh, okay. All right. Well, hey, man. Shit, I can't call it, man. I don't know. But listen, man, listen. So this guy is basically saying because either the parents were unable or unwilling. Because it's only two ways your children get adopted, okay? Even from these third world countries and shit, right? Either the parents are unable to provide for their children and they say, hey, look, man, I would rather give my children up and allow my children to fucking experience a way fucking far better life than to stay here in fucking squalor, poverty, starvation, famine, disease, all of these things. Okay? Which is a very, very mature and unselfish thing for your children. Parents' job, number one job, is to give their children the best life possible, even if it means it's not with them. Okay? A mother that's a fucking drug addict or a fucking streetwalker or whatever the hell, the best thing that woman could ever fucking do, man, would be to give that child up. But in the black community, no. Because what? Even though you was a crack fiend, mama, you always was a black queen, mama. How the fuck should you know that your mama's a goddamn crack fiend? That's the programming. That is the fucking intrinsic dysfunction that's fucking put into the DNA of black people. This is what you're told. No matter what your mama do, be glad she had you and she kept you. Even if she had you and kept you in motherfucking the most fucking disgusting, most dangerous of conditions. You better not say nothing bad about your mama. You better not. If it weren't for your mama, you wouldn't be here. Well, what about my daddy? My mama had to fucking, get my dad to have me too, right? Well, no, he don't matter. He left. How you know he left? How you know my dad even knows that I was had? You know how often that happens? You know how many stories I've heard about dudes that a bitch get pregnant, right? And don't let the dude know until she find out he got some money or she down bad years down the line. Shit, Tommy Sotomayor said that shit. Tommy Sotomayor said he didn't find out he had a kid till what? She was 7, I think. 7 years. 7 fucking years, bro. And the whole time, what you think she been telling this kid when she asked, well, where's my dad? Who's my dad? Why is my dad never around? Oh, he ain't shit. He don't want you anyway. He don't care nothing about you. Hypothetically. And then you just pop up with a motherfucking kid on a motherfucker and act like he wrong. For never knowing. The fuck? Yeah, so yeah, of course. Oh shit, this nigga got some bread. Oh yeah. Yeah. Oh yeah, that's your daddy. Of course I'm going to court. Of course I want child support. Bro, these women are completely and totally fine, man, with going it alone because, again, they take the fucking child and the child becomes everything that the man is supposed to do without what? The control. It's the best of both worlds. You get pregnant. You get a place to stay. You get food to eat. You get, on average, like what, $5,000 a year on just a tax return. Okay? Of money coming back to you on the yearly. If you have more than one kid, it can be up to fucking $10,000. And you're in complete and total control. You ain't got to worry about no man telling you to do shit. You got everything you need, food, clothes, shelter. And once the child gets old enough, you just put them on medication. And once you put the child on medication, now they're getting a motherfucking SSI check on top of that. And that's actual physical money in your pocket versus just the fucking food stamps and the place to stay that's already over your head and the money you're getting back from taxes. And y'all talking about black women deserve better. Where? How? Why? Why? Y'all got to stop being simps out here, man. All the black men out here fucking circulating this bullshit. Black women deserve better. Why do they deserve better? Tell me why. And why are we making a blanket statement like all black women are good people? Bruh, I almost made a post about this shit. I just didn't do it. But because that's not my wheelhouse. I leave that shit to like Tommy Sotomayor and motherfuckers like that. But I see why this dude never runs out of fucking shit, man. Because, bro, I just seen a story about. Let me pull it up for y'all. Let me pull it up for y'all, man. I'm still gonna make the post. I'll just do it later. But where is it at? Where's it at? Mother, daughter get life terms and slayings of 5 relatives. 5 people, 5. Count them 5. And hold on. So now we got to use this now. Give me a second. Yeah, let me do this. Cause see now we gonna really get into this, right? Yep. Shout out to hey man, yeah, get the likes up, man. Hit the like button, hit the share button, man. Let's get this thing going, man. We going in tonight. Y'all know how we get down, bro. We finna piss some motherfuckers off, and we gonna make it fun, entertaining. You know, because I am the most entertaining motherfucker in the space. All right, I need y'all to fix this shit. Okay, still need this shit fixed. Ain't no way in the hell. Let me pull this shit up, man, and show y'all this shit. And this is the hypocrisy or the irony of this man calling this white woman a colonizer for taking on 2 children as her own, right? Shit, let me see. Shit, let me see what he's talking about. Cool. Shout out to X. And this app I downloaded, man, is like the worst and the best shit ever because it gives me news from like everywhere, everything from locally and like worldwide. But let me show y'all this shit. So we gonna jump from that, right? Where the woman, she's a colonizer. Where y'all at on this, man? Mother and daughter get life terms in slaying of 5 relatives. 5 relatives. Look at them. No remorse. She look a little sad right here. She look a little bit sad, but a mother and her daughter were sentenced Monday to life in prison in the slayings of 5 close relatives, including 3 children. Wow. 3 children. Damn. That's 2 more kids than that's 1 more child dead than the one that this colonizing white lady is keeping alive. Somebody hit up Brother X and ask him what's going on, bro. What's going on, Brother X? What's the nigga name? Let me tell him. I gotta give his name. Go up. Ibram. Brother Ibram X Kendi. Brother Kendi. What's going on, bro? How is this white woman doing anything worse than these 2 black bitches right here? Evil, diabolical. They killed 5 people. Shanice Decree, 47, and Dominique Decree, 21, were sentenced in Bucks County Court after entering a guilty but mentally ill pleas to 5 counts of first-degree murder. God damn. First degree. What does first degree mean? Premeditated, thought out, and planned. God damn. Wow. President Judge Wallace Bateman told the 2 that they had caused jumping around. Hold on, my bad. Unimaginable harm to the Philadelphia Inquirer reported. This is horrible and tragic, but because I do believe the 2 of you have expressed remorse, Bateman said, nigga, they ain't expressed no damn remorse. They just mad they got caught. They had 5 bodies of fucking family members, man. Well, the verdict is out now. Jimmy Torn. The verdict is out. Thank God these fucking demons have been fucking sentenced. They should have gave him the goddamn chair. Fuck the chair. They should have motherfucking executed him outside of the fucking courthouse in broad daylight in front of everybody. But this is the black women that deserve better, remember? Black women deserve better from what you niggas are saying. The hell going on, man? Oh, okay, hold on. I got it. Let me switch it over. I'm not open up the thing and click to another thing that didn't come here. So let me do this. This is horrible and tragic because I do believe the two of you have expressed remorse, Bateman said Monday as he sentenced the defendants. Unfortunately, that does not bring them back. You can't say sorry and expect people to move on with their lives. Both women offered tearful apologies to the court and other relatives in the courtroom. The hardest thing for me to do is decide who to say I'm sorry to first. Shannon Decree said, to my family, I'm sorry for taking away these beautiful souls in such a horrible manner. Dominique Decree sobbed as she said her actions will haunt her for the rest of her life, which she shouldn't have. The bitch's life should end right after she get finished saying those words in the most painful, most horrible, and torturing way. I'm sorry for everything that happened, and I truly don't understand why it happened, she said. A children and youth services caseworker who went to the Morrisville apartment in February 2019 found the bodies of Shannon Decree's children, Naira Smith, 25, and Damon Decree Jr., 13, both of Morrisville. Shannon Decree's sister, Jamila Campbell, 42, of Trenton, New Jersey, and the Campbell's 9-year-old twin daughters, goddamn, man, had been strangled, and the others had been suffocated, man. What the fuck? Twin, man. Twin daughters. And a 13-year-old boy. Police said defendants were found disoriented inside the apartment where furniture had been turned over. Drywall was cracked and glass lay around. Authorities say they later gave conflicting stories of what occurred, but said everyone in the unit wanted to die. What the fucking fuck? Deputy District Attorney Christopher Reeves said Monday the killings took place over the course of 3 days. Court-appointed psychologists and psychiatrists concluded that both defendants had severe mental illness, including schizoid personality disorder, major depressive disorder, and post-traumatic stress disorder. What the fuck? Both had sought mental health treatment, and Dominique's attorney, John Fioravanti Jr., said his client started from age 5. Shannon Decree's attorney, Christina Dunleavy, said her client is isolated and delusional at the time of killing, believing the world was in it and there was demons in her house and obeyed them. Her family tried to help her, Dunleavy said, but the delusions were too strong. Attorneys for both defendants said their clients had expressed horror and remorse following the killings. District Attorney Matt Weintraub said that the statement that is not their severe mental illness, both defendants would face the death penalty, but instead they would spend the rest of their lives in prison cells separated from the rest of us. By murdering Erica, Imani, Damon, Naira, and Jamila, they decimated entire generations of their own family. Weintraub said, it tests my faith in humanity and in God, but I have to believe in both. Alternatives is so much worse. Wow, man. And you get to play crazy. Bitches get to play crazy. It's worse than stoning, bro. I'd rather go like either the hot oil method or the burn alive method, bro. Or drown them. Drown them, bring them back, and drown them again. Yep, Roscoe. Mental health, yep. Now, they gave him life, though, so they shouldn't be getting out. But again, where's brother X Kendi on that one, man? You know? And again, I don't know what the fuck interesting skills is, or what M Bravo 240, whatever his name is over here, because I blocked the other shit. You know, where's your message to all of these black mothers killing their children, bro? And again, the numbers we have are just the numbers of the ones that have to be reported, people. You know why? Again, because this is the fucking their nightmare. This woman right here, a woman that shows her pride, shows her dedication, shows her love, shows her belief in fucking life and children, only fucking but puts the writing all on the wall. It's not going to make it illegal for you to have fucking abortions, but it's going to make it more difficult, and it's not going to be free. And what I'm telling you is this: if and when you make it to where it's not just a motherfucker, I can go pop up somewhere for free and get this motherfucking baby knocked out like my Pocket Street Fighter and shit. You know what I'm saying? Women will be more cautious. And the only thing that could compound this, and this is why I say, man, I can't wait till I'm in a position to be in control of someone's campaign. I'm not going to say whose, but I'm just saying in control of someone's campaign. And I put it out there that, again, a woman should not be able to fucking monopolize childhood. Just because a woman has and carries a child does not mean the child should automatically go to custody of that woman. And there should be a fucking cap on fucking child support. You do those two things of where 50-50 custody is automatic unless the father is found to be unfit or whatnot. If when the mother is found to be unfit, she fucking forfeits fucking custody automatically. If she's a fucking criminal, if she's an addict, there is no fucking stand with her for the state. No, there is no way, shape, form, or fashion. And again, we've already had the premise laid for us, people. You know why? Because because in California, what did they say? In California, they said it should be fair. We got to make it fair for the LGBT community to be able to sodomize young boys. Okay? We have to make it fair for grown adult men of legal age to still deal with non-adult men and sodomize them without being automatically placed on the fucking sex offenders register. So if you can make fair and find fairness in that, then by all means, you can fucking find fairness for biological fathers and for the protection and safety of their children. This is what I be telling y'all about when I'm having these discussions, arguments, or whatever the fuck you want to call them. I'm able to see everything. I don't forget shit. I'm able to point out something and say, hey, if that is fair, then this is fair. And you guys think the fucking birth rate and fucking the reproduction rate is low now. Wait till motherfucking Roe v. Wade is fucking reduced, bro. That shit ain't gonna change. It's not gonna get lower, but it's not gonna change because, again, these women are going to be far, far more cautious with having these fucking babies. Along with coming along, they told you this, the fucking platinum plan as to where you're gonna take all that money from fucking welfare and make it no longer profitable to fucking just be a birther of children. You have to get out here and fucking earn the money by being a businessman or woman. These bitches gonna have to stop having these goddamn babies. You're forcing her to be fucking responsible or take on a fucking burden she's not willing to fucking do. Corlock, I shall neither confirm nor deny. But I'm telling you, shout out to Genuine Trucker Twan. Big facts, brother. Fantastic. Appreciate you, bro, for the 10. I'm telling you, man. Bro, it's so much shit that has to be done. Men got to stand the fuck up and men got to motherfucking drop their nuts. That's what not, especially a masculine fucking black man of intelligence, of character. No matter what the fuck they try to say and the bullshit they try to put out there, hey, man. We got a president in office that said, grab him by the pussy, man. Hey. But what? I said fucking bitches, hoes, and niggas and all this shit, and so on and so forth. So what? You listen to rap music, don't you? You know it'd be the funniest thing in the world when you motherfucking get an interview. Well, Mr. Fantastic, that's your YouTube moniker. How do you explain your past and your opinions on so many things? Well, they're my opinions. What about your language? Well, I'm a sailor. I mean, They say you do curse as a sailor. Well, what about the racism and the LGBT community? Well, hey, they have their opinions about me. I have my opinions about them. No ill will, but I have a right to my opinion. Well, what about the dark-skinned black women? Hey, my mom's dark-skinned. I love her to death. Any more questions? Again, man, I'm mapping all this shit out. Listen, bro, you cannot beat me or catch me up in a fucking corner on motherfucking questions or some bullshit. And the shit that I'm gonna say to you about, okay, well, I'm glad you asked me all these questions, but how are we gonna get around to the father's rights, especially black fathers' rights, and the importance of black fathers, and you guys feeling like there's an issue and problem with degeneracy, crime rates, and all these things in the black community. All I'm trying to promote is fatherhood in the black community, and families, and even if they aren't the nuclear family of them being, husband and wife, at least if you give the fathers more time with their children, actual custody and time sharing or some type of physical time with them versus just making them a wallet, statistics and the data shows, without a doubt, unquestionable, that kids turn out much better. What's wrong with that? That's what I'm trying to do. And we can thank SCOTUS Coney for coming in and being the deciding vote to eliminate Roe v. Wade and make it harder for women to just willy-nilly come out here and have children they have no intention of birthing, caring for, nurturing, raising, Well, hey, man, hey. Are you angry? You mad, bro? You mad? We want to fight? What you for the box? I'm with it. You want. But no, man, listen. The Supreme Court Justice nominee, which they're saying is going to be, however it goes, this woman is going to be put in. So even though at this point, bro, I'm taking all bets. If you think that fucking Biden is about to win this fucking election, bro, I don't know what to tell you. I really don't. All right. But either way it goes, this woman will be appointed before the presidential election is over. Okay. If you don't think there's going to be an immediate, very, very soon, and I'm talking early to mid 2021 for another look at Roe v. Wade, the president's not going to put that first thing on there that he's been talking about because he's sick and tired of fucking government funds going to fucking killing babies. Like y'all worried about $750 and shit. Shout out to Lorenzo Davis. Is it Sunday, Mr. Vantag? You preaching the truth. Appreciate you, bro. I tried, man. I tried. Last year, Davis, I say the same thing, man. It's not there. And it's about to get desperation. It's not just going to be that. Again, this is going to be a wave upon wave of fucking things. And that's why I say we can't be what's in Detroit. Hey, I will eat his ass up. Anything political or whatnot, I'll fucking destroy him. He probably still win off the popular aspect of it, but I'll put so much shit out there, man, that he wouldn't be able to motherfucking work around it. He would have to fucking deliver on that shit. He would have to deliver on it. That's my whole thing, bro. It's not even about winning at this point in certain things. If you could, it will be about inserting the ideology and starting the inception of certain concepts in this country. Make men important again. Make men matter again. Okay, for the longest, bro, my entire adulthood, man, I just seen it decrease and just get worse and worse and worse about men are bad, men are this, men are misogynistic, men are toxic, men, the fuck, all for it to be turned over for women prefer bisexual partners now. It's okay for you got fucking a dude coming out here telling you Andrew Gillum I'm bisexual and his wife's cool with it. They got kids together. Knowing the statistics behind it. This is the representation of the black man, y'all. Dwayne Wade out here, motherfucking, is the bitch, and his woman is dressing more of a damn man than him. How the hell your old lady's motherfucking clothes more baggier than yours on a magazine cover? You walk around this bitch with fucking blonde hair and a black beard at 40. Dwayne Wade older than me, I think. Well, 38 or 39. I'm not cool with this shit, man. Not on my watch. the fucking the prototypical black male is not going to be some motherfucking sexually fluid, questionable ass nigga. No, not gonna happen. Not on my watch. No, sir. Not as long as the BABG continues to be. No, sir. As long as I exist, fuck no. That's not finna be the representative of me. That's not finna be shit that my sons are motherfucking encouraged to fucking be. Hell nah. And I got to motherfucking explain to them, well, Dad, why can't I? No, motherfucker. No. This is why. I got to go back 20 years to show him what boys and what men fucking dress like. I had to explain the concept of fucking masculinity to him through the actual versus what society's pushing on him. No, man. Justice nominee Barrett is going to be the balance to the force. Again, I don't know what happened with Kavanaugh. I don't know what happened. I don't know if he got afraid or scared and he didn't want to come off as too conservative in his last couple of votes, or if that's really how he is. But however it goes, when it comes to with this one, it's all but over with, man. It's all but over. And I gotta find y'all the shit about two-way. I gotta show y'all the two-way shit, right? So this was her big, another big thing she was about was two-way, because she was about nonviolent criminals not losing their Second Amendment rights. That's huge. Oh shit. Hold on. Oh yeah. Hey, I just saw your email, Sober Rider. So yeah, set it up, man. Let me know what's up. Yours or mine, however you want to do it. We'll definitely support that. The nerd stream, bro. Proud nerd, man. Never changing that shit. Proud motherfucking nerd. Nerds make the world go round, literally and figuratively. But hold on, let me find this. And man, I just hate these, bro. I hate these fucking, bro. It's like, is it me or is it like 99% of the fucking 99% of the news sources are liberal as fuck? Like, Jesus Christ, I can't stand this shit. I see why people are so brainwashed, bro. Man, y'all need to turn off the TV and stop reading these fucking, bro. Stop. Shout out to Tim Pool, man. That's why I said, and shout out to him for getting his due with the brother Gary Grant, I think his name was, or whatnot. For that brother for shouting him out. That's where I get all my news from, bro. I start with Tim Pool and I go research the sources and shit instead of he's talking about, Google it to make sure that it's legit or whatever, and then I go from there. That's like the best fucking news you can get, bro. If you listen to Fox, it's number, liberals ain't shit. If you listen to fucking CNN, MSNBC, CBS, ABC, fucking TBN, PBS, BBC, fucking GNG, DDG, any fucking letters other than fucking Fox is liberal as fuck. Sick of it. God damn. I need to start a motherfucking BABG fucking news network around this bitch, bro. Nah, I can't do that because then niggas say I was doing that shit. No. Hell no. Take that back. Scratch that from the record. I'm not doing no news, no networks, nigga. No. No network is ever gonna be to my name. No. Fuck. Yeah, Tim Pool's the shit, bro. Yeah, Roscoe, I seen that shit too because they end up back and forth, man. And everybody's always the Manosphere News Network. That's safe, Young Swift. I like that. Yeah. Let's see. Let me share my screen on this one. And just look at this shit. The way they just the fucking man. This shit is so frustrating. Just the fucking headliner, bro. It's stupid. Trump Supreme Court nominee Amy Coney Barrett put years of gun safety progress at risk. Over 145,000 Americans have been killed by guns with Trump in office. If Barrett replaces Ginsburg, gun safety laws and more U.S. lives are in danger. Listen, bro. I'm gonna say this again for the 37 millionth time. Gun laws are not for law-abiding citizens. Gun laws are not for law-abiding citizens. Okay? Gun laws are for criminals because with gun laws there come penalties. And unfortunately, criminals don't give a fuck about gun laws. That's why they're criminals. Criminals do not care about gun laws. They just did this shit here in fucking VA, man. And damn, I ain't gonna let the cat out of the bag. I gotta look into some rules and some laws on certain things, but I'm thinking about something huge as far as like a giveaway. I gotta look into the particulars of it. I gotta give like somebody know a lawyer or something, man. Hit me up. I'll pay you your consultation fee for your time or whatever, for like an hour or some shit for me to chop it up with you. But if anybody knows a lawyer, specifically just a lawyer in general, I guess, just have them hit me up and I'll throw them the bread because I got some questions I need to ask. I want to do something, but I got to find out the legalities of it. But either way, so here in Virginia, they recently had passed the fucking gun law, right? Where pretty much like there's a 30-day, you can only purchase a handgun once per 30 days. But if you have a CCW, then you're good. I think you could buy more than one or whatnot. I don't know if it's completely waived and it's like unlimited times. But I know if you have a CCW, you can buy another one. So I got a call the other day about a Ruger 5.7. The Ruger 5.7 is the cheaper version of the one I got. The fucking F&N is like a stack, right? F&N is a stack, and F&N, that shit, man, that shit it's immaculate, bro. That's beautiful, bro. That's beautiful. That gun fires so fucking smooth, and it's like no recoil whatsoever. And the bullets are fast as fuck. They actually have armor piercing capabilities depending on what kind of rounds you get and depending on the armor style, of course. But yeah, man, that gun is just, it's beautiful. But they hit me about the Ruger 5.7, and I had to ask the question, and they explained it to me quickly over the phone. And I was like, damn, man, shit, should I go ahead and cop the Ruger? Because the Ruger is a 5.7, but it's like half the price. It's like $500, $600 or whatnot. Which for the 5.7 gun, I mean, if it's anything comparable to the F&N, bro, it's worth it all day. You can't beat that. You know what I'm saying? $500 for that gun, and you get 20 rounds or whatnot. 20 round magazine. In the process of motherfucking looking at the extended clip with a 30 rounds, so you got a motherfucking handheld chopper, pretty much, right? The only thing is finding the motherfucking. I need to get the fucking black tip or the green tip ammo, but either way. But yeah, so the whole aspect of the gun thing, man. Somebody else said this too. Oh, shout out to Nick Taylor. Nick Taylor in the building, man. If he's not in the building, but shout out to Nick Taylor, man. If he falls through. Again, we've been saying this here for ever since this whole pandemic thing popped off, man. Listen, you can believe it or not. You can sit back and say, "Oh, nigga, it ain't gonna happen." But again, man, if you stay ready, you ain't got to get ready. All right, you know what I'm saying? If and when this shit gets bad to where this bubble pops and nobody can eat and motherfuckers hungry, the first thing they doing is running up in your shit. You're coming through your window. They running up on you at the stoplight, all this shit, so on and so forth. So I suggest you arm yourself, all right? Just like the other day with the father. Unfortunately for him, he was in a state that has extremely and highly strict gun laws. So of course, we've seen clear as day. Criminals don't give a fuck about gun laws. They had a fucking shootout in broad daylight. Put this man's 3 children in danger and shot him in the ass over some nigga shit. Probably something that's irrelevant. Nobody even got hit, bro, but him. They didn't hit each other. They didn't die. Them niggas wasn't hit. He got shot in the ass. Hit this nigga with the damn training day. Oh, shot me in my ass. Shit. Oh, Corlar. Okay. You got green tips. Okay. Shout out to Bosmo. FN makes good guns. Even my M16 when I was in the Army was an FN. Yeah. Most definitely. Yeah. Oh! Shout out to that brother, man, for taking up for his kids, man, for protecting his children. Hey, man, a shot in the ass is nothing, man, for the life of your children, man. So shout out to that brother again, bro. But it's a little comedy and everything, right? But either way, so damn, that shit fucked everything up. What happened? I fucked up. Was that the story? What the fuck happened with this? Oh shit. Hold on. All right, let's go back to this. I don't know what happened, but we'll go back. Okay, that's what it was. All right, so over 145 Americans have been killed by guns in the Trump office. If Barrett replaces Ginsburg, gun safety laws and more U.S. lives are in danger. This is published 5 a.m. What's that, today? Yep, today. All right, in the years since I founded Moms Demand Action at my kitchen table, the gun safety movement has made unmistakable progress at the ballot box, in state houses, and Congress. We've selected thousands of gun sense candidates, passed background checks and red flag laws in states across the country, and beat back 90% of the National Rifle Association's priority bills 5 years in a row. But now, after the passing of Justice Ruth Bader Ginsburg and the nomination of Judge Amy Coney Barrett to fill her seat, all that progress is at risk. The president's decision to try and ram through a new Supreme Court justice while early voting in the most important election of our lifetimes is already underway, and his selection of a judge with an alarming interpretation of the Second Amendment lay bare just how high the stakes for the gun safety movement. Supreme Court is best NRA hope. If we don't stop President Donald Trump and his Senate Republican allies, the coming years could bring legal decisions that threaten to undo decades of progress for public safety. Over 145,000 Americans have been killed by guns with President Trump in office, and he succeeded in appointing another opponent of gun safety laws to the court. Even with more Americans will die. Well, listen, and go. I'm about to oblige you. What about Chicago, niggas? What about Chicago? Well, I promise you, the majority of those fucking guns being used in Chicago are not legal guns, and they're not used by fucking law-abiding citizens. And again, gun laws are not for law-abiding citizens. They are for criminals who happen to not give a fuck about the gun laws. Okay? Criminals are not affected by fucking gun laws because they fucking ignore them. They get guns by any means fucking necessary. So no matter how many laws you make, a criminal is going to motherfucking say, fuck that law, I'm getting strapped. And if I want to fucking shoot you or kill you or rob you or whatever else in the fuck, I'm going to do it. I saw some shit the other day, man, to where I don't know, Entanglement L, I don't know if it was your video or somebody else shit. I forget whatever the fuck it was. No, you know what? I think it was on Instagram. Where two niggas is like fighting. They both got pistols in hand, right? They both got pistols in hand. One dude got like a handgun. The other dude got like either a short barrel rifle or a fucking tech, right? One of the two. And niggas arguing. And one of the niggas stupidly fucking says, hey, nigga, let's put the gun down and let's fight. Man, as soon as he put the gun down, the nigga with the tech hit his ass. Hit him. Blah, blah. And I guess he missed. Or he fucking didn't shoot him like, what's the name, bro? And he walked him down, bro, and hit the nigga while he was on the ground, killed him dead, walked off the fucking camera. Nobody gave a fuck, man. Listen, bro. For one, don't be out here motherfucking put your life at risk over these hoes. Listen, y'all talking about defund the police. Nigga, that's why you need the police. Bro, I am not about to jump into motherfucking Action Jackson or fucking a man named Hawk. Motherfucking what was the other joint? What was the other black dude with the big ass gun? Motherfucking Terry Crews in the Expendables, none of that shit. I am not about to pull my motherfucking pistol out, bro, and risk losing my life or taking a life over somebody I don't fucking know, and now I gotta beat a fucking murder charge over some fucking bullshit and spend hundreds of thousands of dollars to fucking keep my ass out of jail and prison. No, call the police. And furthermore, leave ain't shit niggas alone. Shout out to your spirits. Yeah, that was on Instagram. I'm not. After years of losing in courts and at the ballot box, it's not surprising that the beleaguered NRA and other opponents of strong gun safety laws see the Supreme Court as one of the last venues where they can try to turn the tide. That's why President Trump, Senate Majority Leader Mitch McConnell, and other leading Republicans in the Senate are attempting a bold-faced, hypocritical power grab to reject the will of the American people. I promise you, this is not the will of the American people. And you know why? How and why I know it's not? Since this pandemic, the United States bought more guns in like a 3-month period in the history of like all guns made. Y'all understand that shit? Bro, we bought more guns here in the United States, bro, than any, like the most guns ever sold, like totally. Nigga, you couldn't find guns. Not to mention ammo. I seen this shit. I know it because I seen it. There were literally fucking lines, like, bro, hour-long lines outside of gun stores, man. Only thing. And they say motherfucking gangbusters, nigga, it was really gangbusters, nigga. Niggas was standing in line for them straps. Everything from the nigga that's right at motherfucking 18 to 21. You got to be 21 on the fucking handgun, but you got to be 18 to motherfucking by the fucking ladder, as they say. To buy that motherfucking rifle, you just got to be 18, but you got to be fucking 21 to buy that handgun. Bro, I seen everybody from 18 to like motherfuckers in there. Bro, I saw a dude in a wheelchair with the goddamn oxygen tank on, nigga. Nigga, I'm serious. Bruh, somebody pushing him in there, man. He had the motherfucking wheelchair and he had the oxygen tank in his lap. He say, hey, I ain't going. When I go to the upper room, it's going to be because of the Lord, not because of you niggas. You hear me? And I'm going to send one of y'all before you send me. A nigga in a wheelchair, y'all, somebody pushing around, he had the oxygen tank in his lap with the mask on. Let me see that there. That's 9mm there. Yeah, let me see that there. Is that double action? Is that what the kids call the glizzy? Can I see that glizzy? Can I see the glizzy, please, sir? I'm gonna send one of these young whippersnappers to the Lord before they send me. I'm telling you. I still rather be judged by 12 than carried by 6, buddy. Yes, indeed. Shout out to Ramil in the building, man. But yeah, man, this whole shit about that's a lie. This is a fucking blatant lie. You can just look at the numbers from, again, this short period of time in the country that tells you, man, people have done left that shit alone. Nigga, you got even the fucking these motherfuckers, the liberal motherfuckers out here. Damn, what's my man's name? What's his name? Shout out to Brother Luke Rittenhouse, baby. Brother Luke, if you knock me down, I'm shooting up. Rittenhouse. If you knock me down, nigga, I'm shooting up. Okay? 3 bodies in self-defense. The fuck you mean? What's a better fucking promotion for fucking 2A than that? The Second Amendment. This nigga's lit. This white boy's literally in a fucking mob being chased down the fucking street, bro. Gets knocked down and has a choice. I'm either gonna die or, hey, I'm finna let him fly. And that nigga, I believe I believe you can fly. I'm about to see your ass to touch the sky. Telling you. Motherfucking Luke, Kyle Rittenhouse, baby. Telling you. Listen, man, bruh. The days of fighting, on the days of fucking having to wait on the police, y'all done made it to where, again, all this shit is and this is why I say this woman is a balance to the force, people. And it's not just because she white or whatever the fuck. I know, oh, you a coon. You a coon. You want this, you praising white woman. But no, nigga, I'm praising motherfucking policy and the understanding of the fucking fundamentals of this fucking country and what the fuck is supposed to be. Oh shit, I done went over. I done ran on my hole. I gotta drop the link for you niggas. My bad, man. I'm gonna let y'all up in here, bro. My bad. Y'all gotta let me know. I'm into this one. This is a really good topic. So make sure you guys come up, man. And give your the whole dollar. The fuck? Come up here and give your input. Greatly appreciate it and need it. But hey, Houston phenomenon. We gonna get into that too, bruh. The president is a fucking political genius, bro. He's a strategic genius. Period. The dude's like one of the best fucking businessmen ever. I know they saying, oh well, the nigga just lost so much money. I got an opinion on that. I ain't gonna say it here, but again, I just think all that shit is meant to be, man. Listen. For a minute. John Wick Jr. Listen, man. People are understanding what we're in right now. It's no longer you can be hidden. This isn't a motherfucking, neighborly, people are gonna love you, look out for you, America that we all grew up in. No, man, this shit is turning into the survival of the fittest and dog eat dog more and more every fucking day. All right. And if you don't have a way to protect yourself, you're gonna be food out here, man. So this whole shit of them telling you and telling us that, all these years of gun rights and gun laws and gun protection, bruh, that's all been disproven by the people. The people want guns. Okay. The people just blew all the records out of the water for fucking gun purchases since fucking March. Okay. So you're not gonna sit up here and tell me, but again, still, like I said, with these fucking liberal fucking news media, fucking this propagandists and shit, man. This is the shit they put out here. All right. This is how bad they don't want this lady to be here, because again, this woman holds up two of the biggest fundamental rights, okay, of fucking the Constitution, bro. And Second Amendment, and again, the life, liberty. Where does life start? Life starts in birth. Okay? Life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. You can't have fucking liberty and the pursuit of happiness without life. And she's defending that by getting rid of fucking by helping overturn Roe v. Wade theoretically in the near future. That's the whole aspect of it. We got brothers up here, man. Heavy hitters in the building already early. Shout out to brother King Sigma and Lou. Go ahead, King Sigma. What you got for us, bro?
Hey, good Monday, Mr. Fantastic. Salute to you, Lou, and the chat and the viewers. Man, this is a good topic. I wasn't even supposed to come on today because I got stuff to do this week, but I had to jump in on this topic because I don't really usually get too excited about, different justices that I hear being selected, because usually they have like a bias one way or the other. But AC Barrett was such an interesting, individual to me, because I've told a lot of people that for me, the biggest thing that I wanted to see this election is someone that would put their foot down against misandry. And the fact that Ginsburg was so narcissistic that she didn't allow Obama to actually open her seat up, because she was supposed to retire during Obama's terms. But she actually came out in the Washington Post and said that she didn't think that Obama could find a good enough replacement for her. So she actually refused to retire.
Yep.
Even though he had a chance for 8 years to, put someone in there. But she literally came out and said she would not retire because there was not anyone out there on the circuit courts, the state Supreme Courts, or anywhere that was good enough to replace her. So what ended up happening? Total irony. She passes away 45 days before the election or whatnot. And now she's going to get someone who's pretty much the exact opposite, even though they're both white women. So AC Barrett's case in that John Doe versus Purdue University, that's a critical case that every black man that's listening right now should be aware of. Because in that case, this was actually a direct, circuit court response to the laws that had been put, well, not laws, but administrative processes that had been put in place at universities against male, students accused of sexual assault. So we know that Joe Biden, Barack Obama, and the Al Franken-led Democratic Senate and the Pelosi-led House put into place a preponderance of evidence standard at the the state universities and the colleges, which took away due process rights from the accused. So, for example, we know about the Brian Banks case and how he lost 11 years of his life, his NFL career, over a false accusation. But because of Amy Barrett and the decision that the Seventh Circuit made, they actually ruled against the dear colleague preponderance of evidence policy last year in favor of the male victim, because Purdue University destroyed his life. You know, they expelled him from school. He was a Navy guy. He was in Navy ROTC on a full scholarship at Purdue. And because of this consensual, you know, casual sexual affair that he had with this girl, and then she was angry, she tried to use that regret sex, you know, based on the standard put in place by Biden and Obama. So what happened when the court case arrived on the docket, it was a 3-0 decision in favor of the male accused. And this is one of the first cases that really where the courts was like, this preponderance of evidence, when you have a criminal type standard at the college, has to go away. And again, that was put in place by the Obama-Biden administration. So Amy Barrett, she actually wrote the decision in that case. And she said that this was a violation of the 14th Amendment, his due process rights, and the equal protection under the law. This is a woman, okay, in an age of, you know, where misandry is the status quo now. So here you have a woman that's being put on there that is not she's gonna allow equality before the law. And that's one of the things that we talk about a lot in this place. All we want is equality. And the same thing with the abortion thing. You and I disagree on the abortion because I'm more like this, right? I'm willing to compromise, even though I don't support abortion. But here's the compromise that I'm willing to do is that I want women to stop using abortion, one, as a form of birth control. That whole heartbeat thing in New York, I think that's murder. So I guess for me, it's like, if it's done in the first trimester, then, and it's paid for privately by all these people like George Soros, Planned Parenthood, and it's all privatized, and the responsibility falls on the women themselves, the advocates for those women, and all these NGOs, they pay for it in the first trimester. That's something I can compromise on. But I'm also on your side on this part where if the decision ends up being, hey, we got rid of Roe v. Wade, I could live with that as long as, but I think that birth control, I don't want them to get rid of that. Like Plan B, birth control, they should leave that alone. So what it'll do, it'll force women and men to practice way more safer sex.
Yeah.
Because they should not touch Plan B, not at all. And they shouldn't touch birth control, but it should just be privatized. But as far as like the women that are out there, you know, 25 years old with 3 abortions, 4 abortions, this is insanity. Using it as birth control, I think that's inhumane. It's abusive and it's dangerous. And the state should not be paying for that. And the taxpayers should not be paying for that. It should be privatized. So that's what I think about those two issues.
Oh yeah, shout out to Aaron C for the 499. All 3 people Rittenhouse clap were people from Israel. Wow. The white people you think are Antifa are actually people from Israel. Are you getting the picture? Yeah, man, I'm definitely getting the picture, bro. And again, shout out to King Sigma, man. He brought up this point, and I always forget the brother's name, but his name's Keith Humphrey. Keith Humphrey was another huge case, man. I think this happened back in. If you read the story, I put it in the chat. That's the one that I have highlighted right here. This brother got released, man. He was an active NFL wide receiver for the Houston Texans, and come to find out he gets fired. He don't know what the fuck for. He don't know why or whatever. The state the university, Michigan State University, reopened a case that already had he been proven to be innocent of, right? And because of the Title IX expansions that King Sigma talked about and mentioned of, bro, ruined this man's life, man, completely, and took his livelihood away, destroyed his image, his reputation, and they sued this shit. And this man's just trying to get back a semblance of this, and I think he's still back on the fight as far as trying to get back into the NFL. Again, man, the easiest accusation for a woman to ever make is that a man sexually assaulted her or did something to her improperly sexually. Okay, we have to get away from this in this country of where. And this is another big thing too. And so the bullshit they pulled in Pennsylvania, it would definitely fall under the her protections and the things she's against too. There's statutes of limitations on certain crimes for a reason. Okay.
Oh yeah, yeah. That's one of the worst things is how they're trying to these radical feminists, how they're trying to overturn statute of limitations. I mean, this is insanity.
Listen, bro. Listen. as a black man or as a man, period. And shout out to Zero says this properly. A lot of this shit, man, we gotta start. I know we talk about black men here because it's black men spaces, but ultimately for a lot of this shit to happen, black men will need white men, will need Asian men, will need all men, because this is a war against men. Shout out to King Sigma, fucking misandry. King Sigma fucking like beats that misandry drum for people to even understand. Bro, I never even heard this word until King Sigma said it. I've never ever heard it used properly or in context outside of just looking up the definition and seeing it outside of King Sigma using it. How many brothers even know what that exists? You know, it isn't. In this country, you think that it's just a fucking ideology or just, you know, it's just a word. But it's clear as day. Go ahead, bro. You got go ahead.
No, yeah, it's serious business, man, because again, what we're talking about is accountability and equality for the law. The women that say that they want the equality, they also have to take the responsibility and accountability that comes with that. And the reason I like Barrett is that you have to understand, man, she was like a professor at Notre Dame. She's a Midwesterner, right? And that circuit that she was on, the 7th Circuit, they represent, like, you know, the state of Indiana, Illinois, and Wisconsin. So the cases that work their way up from those areas of the country, they make their way to the 7th Circuit. So it also gives us kind of some insight into where the pulse is on the white woman, the white suburban woman, as we go into this election. So if the white woman is anything like Barrett, that are these suburban women in this age of like the riots and the civil unrest and everything that's going on, then that shows me that Trump, I put him at about 55, 45. That's where I have it at right now. But I think that it's about 55, 45 right now, even just based on her pick and how she ruled in those cases, because you don't want to be giving these universities the ability to destroy lives. You got to understand, you're a Navy guy, right?
Yeah.
So the guy in the case in the Purdue University, the student, he was a Navy ROTC on full scholarship because of an accusation. He had his entire life destroyed. He lost his scholarship. He was expelled from the Navy ROTC. But because of Barrett, they have to pay him an equivalent of what. So, you know, like with these cases, they'll say, okay, this person is 20 years old. Their outlook as a Navy officer would have been 3 million, 0.5, whatever, right?
Uh-huh.
So because of that the Purdue University, because they took this stance that believe all women instead of using the due process standard, he will never have to work another day in his life because of that.
And like you said, King Sigma, a white woman did it for him. How about that?
I mean, I think that's powerful. Like you said, it's powerful because we're always told, well, this white woman this or the Asian woman that. But here's the thing. The question is, we know that the rate with black women in this feminist thing is high, right? And we know it's highest of all women. And we have to be honest about that. The black woman in America has a higher rate of support of feminist policies and, you know, overextensions than white women, than Asian women, and Latino. Now, people have their different reasons for why they, you know, concluded that that's so. But based on what I've come to believe is that I think that the correlation between married women versus single women impacts a lot of their political beliefs, and it shows up in a lot of the data at election time. And so that's important because the question becomes, if you took your typical black woman that would be put on the bench by the Democratic Party, because they're, again, 95% support, come on, bro, would she have ruled the way that Barrett did in that case with that Purdue student?
Hell no.
Question. Okay.
You know it. But shout out to let me see. I had another super chat, I think. Did I? No, I didn't. Cool. All right. Shout out to brother Lou. Lou, it's on you, brother. What you got for me?
What's going on, man? Salute. Fantastic. Can y'all hear me? I got a new mic.
Yeah, loud and clear, man. Loud and clear.
Go salute King Sigma, man. Hey, appreciate you having these streams, bro. Like, I need these, like, to talk to other brothers, man, just to cleanse my mind of all this, the dumb niggatry that be going on social media. And man, like this whole Supreme Court nominee, man, this just goes to show that black people we may have to consider black people the enemy of the state. Like, has anybody ever thought about that? Like,
we say that all the time here, bro. Again, heterosexual, masculine black men, we are a class or group of everything of our own. It's us against the world, bro. Literally.
Facts. And I gotta I kind of what King Sigma was saying about the abortion. I think that we ought to come to terms. We ought to have like a sex license. You know what I mean? You ever heard this theory?
You got to explain. You got to explain that one, brother.
Y'all want to hear that? I got this.
Go for it. Hey, I'm with it, man. Go by all means. Go for it, brother. You got it.
I'm laying down, man. I talk about this a lot,
man. I want to hear this.
So check it, right? So having sex leads to bringing children. The most important thing, the most cherished, like children are, our wealth, right? So we need to do this responsibly. Just like you drive a car, just like you get certifications for, to fix airplanes or fix cars. Like you need a certification to do this thing. So this is my proposition. So at 16, you take a class or whatever. It's about 6 to 9 months long. You go through this. It's intensive. No, like check this out. No, it ain't too far. Check it out. No, check it out. So you take this class. You go all this. All right. You silly. Hey, so you check it out, and then 9 months in, right at the end of it, you get the sex license. And if you have children and you can't take care of it, you can't get any government aid. You cannot get any government aid.
I've heard the argument before, and I've had that same kind of thought myself, just more in a joking way. But my whole thing is this, man. Like, if the family planning programs in America, really educating, the young people on safe sex, putting some more regulations on the kind of things that Hollywood is doing, because there used to be a time when like the state in both parties, Democrats and Republicans, they had certain FCC regulations on what Hollywood could put out. But George Bush, he unleashed so much of what's going on, because he just opened up like the airwaves and Hollywood and things like that to be able to do whatever they want. And so now they've been promoting all kind of degeneracy. And so a lot of that over sexualization of the youth comes from that, because you have the schools and the families competing against the message coming from Hollywood and entertainment. But they had safeguards in place. In fact, in some of the European countries, they don't allow certain kind of commercials to even be on television during the hours between like 6 a.m. to 9 p.m. to protect children from certain kind of messaging. So what has happened, they opened up the minds of these children to all kind of messages that should only be for adults. So, there's just a certain amount of safeguards that need to be in place, and you can get rid of a lot of the stuff that's been going on. Because I have thought about that too. Like, man, what would happen if you had the license to have a child or whatever? But I bet you when you start taking away the ability to use abortion as a form of birth control, when you start forcing the states to not get money from the federal government for things, and when the states themselves refuse to pay for it, and they say, okay, we're not going to just totally discard abortion. We'll allow you to have it only in the first trimester, and after that, only in extent, in cases of like incest, rape, and things like that. But we're going to keep the full birth control mandate in place. It's going to force people to be a lot more responsible, man. It really will. So I don't think that we're at that point yet, because that's probably like a very dangerous road to go out with the license,
But check this out though, King. Like, you got to have a license to have a gun, correct?
Yeah, you do.
And when you have sex irresponsibly and you breed like these domestic terrorists, these savage niggas out here, like, you're creating a dangerous situation for the rest of society. And then other people have to pick up the bill, have to foot the bill to take care of this savage nigga. So my whole thing is that I feel like, also too, by the way, Kingston, if you get caught, I gotta add this too. If you get caught having sex without the sex license, it's 18 years in jail.
Well, that's a little extreme, bro. You ain't gonna come on.
No, this shit real. No, fuck that.
This dude right here is on some
Yeah, man. Yeah, bro. You never get no pass, brother.
We got Judge Dredd, Blade Run on the panel right
Yeah,
now.
you definitely the Judge Dredd of the pussy. Yeah, man. You can
This is Judge Dredd right
niggas,
here,
you think the incarceration rate of niggas is bad now? You think niggas getting the license to fuck? Hey, niggas gonna be the number one motherfuckers in jail.
Yo,
Hey, man.
Get the sex license though.
Wait, why? Hey, what you in for, dog? That ass though, man. That ass though, bro. She bad as a motherfucker, bro. I couldn't.
But Fantastic, it's not hard to get the sex license. It's just it's pretty much an insurance policy that if you do have children, you cannot receive government aid.
Okay. Well, like I said, I think I wouldn't go as far as the sex license aspect. I'm more along the lines of what King Sigma said. I think this is what happens. What would be much better off if it's found, like I said, if you're found to be unfit, one or two things are going to happen. you have to forfeit the child. Point blank, period. If it's come to the point of where you cut back government assistance and things to the point of where, hey, this isn't for you to stay on permanently. And what happens is this, and this is what makes it so funny to me, is because Black women love to talk about how, well, it's more white women on welfare. It would apply to them too. I'm not just talking to y'all. I'm not just talking to y'all. But you, again, and
there's more white women married too. They don't never bring up that.
Bro. Yeah, but even from the welfare aspect, I'm like, bro, I don't want to pay for nobody else's shit. I'm sick of it. I don't want to pay for nobody else's shit. I don't want to fucking work my ass off and have to fucking worry about actually budgeting and doing all these fucking proper things just for a motherfucker to be able to sit on their ass and go get a train of groceries in front of me in a grocery store that somebody else is fucking paying for, bro. I'm not with that shit. You know what I'm saying? Whether you fucking white, black, Hispanic, or whatever in between. The whole aspect of it is like, hey man, work for the shit you get and stop having all these fucking kids you can't afford them. Because all you're doing is you're literally creating statistics, and you're creating, especially in the black situation, you're creating more kids for the meat grinder, man. That's more children. That the more impoverished you are, and the lesser education that your parents have, that is more of a fucking the education level and the type of parent you have is going to be way more fucking influential on you as an individual than poverty ever could be. Because there's people that are in poverty and living on the poverty line, but they have parents that are of quality and of fucking merit that are actually doing everything they can to still provide their children with, morals, values, principles, and all those things in the best possible way, and push them out to be greater, to still equip their children, even though they're struggling through things financially for whatever reason.
Another thing, Mr. Fantastic, like that now that you guys brought this whole abortion thing up, because something that's been on my mind lately is that, what do you guys think about the homewrecker laws that used to be in place in almost all of the states, but then now it's only like, I think maybe 6 or 7 states that still have their homewrecker laws? Because I think a lot of this goes back to, like you guys were saying about the parenting thing. So it seems like all the safeguards that were in place to protect relationships, marriage, children, and parents, they just removed all of that stuff the last 4 decades, and we're just living with the results of bad policy. So the question becomes, and the audience as well, what do you all think that the states should go back to the homewrecker laws, or do you think that it should just be left to each independent state, or do you think that everyone would benefit if they had that pressure on them? Because again, there was a case recently in North Carolina where a guy sued the person that destroyed his home and bankrupted. Because it's like, at what point do you put some more disincentives on people to control their behavior? Because the homewrecker laws was part of that, is that it was about keeping families intact and making it difficult to just, break that family contract, because society depends on it, producing healthy children and healthy citizens and whatnot. So what do you all think about like homewrecker laws, for example?
See, I didn't know there was a homewrecker law, to be honest with you. That's my first time hearing that.
Oh yeah, actually, it was a big case for one of the it was one of the dudes that played for the Eagles a while back. I think he was a defensive tackle.
He's from my state. I know exactly what you're talking about.
Fletcher
Cox.
Huh? Yeah, Cox. Yeah, Fletcher Cox. Fletcher Cox was being threatened with that same thing because he knew, the husband said that he knew about that he was married, and he had the text messages and things to prove it. So the dude was saying that he was going to fucking what's the name? Fantasia got sued for the same thing too, I think. Oh, I remember that. Yeah, Fantasia, because Fantasia was dealing with, did she get pregnant by a married guy?
I believe she did. She
got married by a pregnant guy. Did she end up having to pay? Did she end up having to pay the lady? If people in the chat, I don't know if she did. That's an interesting point.
Do you guys think so to the panel and to the audience, can you be pro-marriage in the current climate that we're in 2020 and be anti-homewrecker laws? I guess that's what I'm trying to get at, because I never hear people talk about how, when we have these conversations about family development, family planning or whatnot, you got to understand that we're operating in an environment that's, in terms of the sexual marketplace, it's the wild, wild west compared to what it was, prior to the elimination of all these laws, like, coverture, homewrecker laws, no fault divorce and all that. So I just don't understand how people could be anti-homewrecker laws and pro-marriage. So I guess what I'm trying to get at.
But see, King Sim, I disagree with you on that one part where you said about the Wild Wild West, because in the Wild Wild West, you could shoot somebody who was messing with your wife, and everybody would understand. But now it's like, you shoot somebody for sleeping with your wife, that nigga going to jail, and then everybody like, nigga, get out your feelings, nigga. He took your bitch, like shit like that, bro. Like this shit.
Yeah. It used to be that you could actually if you killed someone that was sleeping with your wife, you would get off at a certain time in America because it was considered like a violation that was strong enough to cause like a passionate crime. And so the courts were, because America is based on our jury system, right? And juries were very sympathetic to someone who was in that situation. So the courts used to let those people off. But obviously those laws change, 60s, 70s, or whatever. But it used to, because everything in America is about a jury. That's why even when certain crimes happen, it all depends on what the socialization is of the community that the case presents itself to, because again, the juries are pulled from community members. I was on a felony case jury for the first time last year, and it was a very interesting thing to be a part of. So it seems to me, what I'm saying is that our schools are broken down, the government is breaking down. It seems like the institutions in America, going back to the family, has just been like a domino effect the last 40 years. And if we don't put some safeguards back in place, it just seems like this whole thing is going to collapse on itself very soon.
Well, King Sigma, and that's why I say King Sigma. I think that she's going to entertain, like, say if we had a candidate or someone in the House or the Senate come along, or even the president buy into the thing of bring and you know what I think is the president is slowly but surely doing. And I don't know if anybody, and Sigma, you're really good at noticing things like this. Once the president is reelected, bro, the president is going to be pro-man as fuck.
Oh yeah, he is.
He has nothing to lose. He has nothing to lose, and he will be. He can't be reelected. So I believe that the president is going to pass the most pro-man fucking executive orders and just laws and push all of these things. As many justices, like I said, around the world. Not just, and that's another thing, King Simon, another good, great point you brought up too. He's not just appointing Supreme Court justices, people. These are federal judges around the world. Not the world, but the nation. Excuse me, the nation. He's going to stack the courts with these extremely conservative and pro-man fucking federal court judges, man, as to where you are going to be able to go into a court system and say, hey, I want 50-50 custody. I want complete custody of my children because this bitch she's broke. She's toxic. She has anything to do. She's doing it strictly for the money.
Oh, it's already happened. When Obama left office, because of the way that the Senate changed during his last term, McConnell put he put all those judicial appointments on hold. So what happened is that when Trump took office, he had I think 250 seats to fill on the federal bench, and he's filled up like 90% of them already. And McConnell said that in this last little 3-month sprint for 2020. They're filling all those seats, man, including the Supreme Court seats. So those are all going to be filled for the first time, I think, in like 60 years, where one president ever was able to put that many jurists on the federal bench, and including, do you know that Trump this will be his third Supreme Court pick?
Yeah, he's the only president that had this many, if I'm not mistaken.
And you heard that Clarence Thomas, now he already pretty much has said to the people in his inner circle that if Trump wins, he's retiring. So we could get another young justice, which will probably be a black male.
Most definitely be a black man.
He'll most likely be a black male.
They talk about it be that attorney general from Kentucky.
The thing with him, and he's a great candidate, but he's so young that I feel like he has such a bright future and a potential as like a governor, a U.S. senator. Do you really want to put him on there at age 35? Or do you want to wait and let him do something because he's the first black male or female to ever be Attorney General of Kentucky, a state that's mostly, leans to the right. So I have to wonder, would he be better taking McConnell's seat when he retires? Because, they're connected by like marriage, McConnell and Cameron. So they're very well, he's the one that actually was behind Daniel McConnell. So my question becomes, do you really want to put Daniel Cameron on the Supreme Court at that age? Or would it be better for him to take McConnell's seat and have a position in the Senate for, a decade or so, because I believe in term limits. I think that all Senate seats should be 2 terms, limited to 12 years, and that's it. And then in the House, it should be limited to 5 terms. no one should be in there more than 12 years in the Senate, 10 years in the.
That's another big thing he's pushing too, King Sigma, about that will happen. I can promise you this from the people being able to see the damage and the things, especially when you look at Joe Biden and
Nancy Pelosi,
and what's the James Brown lady? I can never Maxine
Waters.
Yeah, all these people that's been in there for years upon years upon years, and their districts have not improved at all. All they've done is collect these campaign funds and things to get all this money to pander to black people and never ever get them anything of substance or anything that's tangible.
Yes.
I think people like us, the especially the men here that have the voices, are going to demand it and are going to jump behind it so much that, again, listen, bro. Somebody said this earlier, and I forget who said it, but the black woman rule is over. It's over. It's over with.
Yeah, it's finito.
Yeah, well, they're about to get replaced by the Latinas, because the last time you and I talked, Mr. Fantastic, we were talking about the election, and I told you, people don't understand. Again, I put it at 55-45 Trump, and I'll say this: if Trump wins, which I expect he will, and I think that the Republicans will keep the House. I mean, they'll keep the Senate, and I think the Democrats will probably keep the House, but with a little bit less. That'll probably be the making for next 4 years. This is what I'm thinking, right? So Trump does this last term, and like you said, he's an outgoing candidate. He's going to pretty much, with his Senate and with the federal court, he's going to get all kind of stuff done that he wants. But when we get to the open seat in 2024, the question becomes, now it's wide open in the Democrats and the Republicans. I believe that looking at the way that the Democrats have been operating this year, they're going to put, if Trump wins, and we already know that he's going to get a significant amount of black male voters for the first time since Nixon, we're talking 20%, 25% is the range that I put it at, right? That will change the dynamics of American politics in a way that we haven't seen since that civil rights generation. And so what I'm thinking is that the Democrats, because we know the card they've been playing this like radical feminist card, the alternative sex, illegal immigration thing. And I think that what's going to happen, they're going to say, well, the black vote is only valuable to us if you can have the black male and the black female together. And since we know that that's not going to happen, most likely they're going to try to get the Latino vote to make up the difference in their fantasies, of course, right? And I think that more and more black men are going to go towards the Republican Party because of what they're seeing, the platinum plan that's coming out now, what they've seen with the Jack Johnson, the jobs and all that. And remember, we know that over 80% of these candidates for presidents are pulled from the Senate ranks or the governorship. There are no black Democratic governors, right? And there's only one, well, there's two. There's one black male, Cory Booker in Democrats, and there's one non-white female that claims to be black sometimes, Kamala Harris, right? So that's the Democrats. But in the Republican Party, they got they got Tim Scott, a Native Black American man. Then they got I think that they got like a few Latin male governors, and then Latin female governors. They got some Latin senators. I really believe that in 2024, the candidate for president will be for the Democrats will be a Latino, and I think that you're going to get I think Tim Scott is probably going to be the candidate. He's going to be up there on stage with Marco Rubio, Ted Cruz. So when you look at the dynamics of both parties going forward, don't be surprised if in 2024 you have either a Latino male for the Republican Party or a black male versus a Latina female in the Democratic Party in 2024.
Well, I gotta throw something at you on that one. I gotta disagree, because I'm telling you, the Democratic Party has lost on politicians. None of the politicians they have, and they've gone so far left, extreme with the liberal aspects, bro. They're going the celebrity route from here on out, bro. They learned what President Trump did. They're going to use that same format and template. And like I said, I feel like I see them setting up either. They was talking about Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson, and I see now LeBron James is hopping into a heavy.
Oh man, that's horrible. That's horrible.
Yeah, right. He is 37. Yeah, you're right.
I see it. That's what LeBron is doing, bro. That's why LeBron into the whole Black Lives Matter thing, and he's pandering to black women heavy as fuck.
Have you ever seen that movie Idiocracy? You ever watched that show, Kennedy?
Yes.
And
Yeah.
so you basically have just pretty much said that we're going to be in a straight up the reality of
Yeah,
idiocracy,
yeah.
100%, man.
Telling you, and like I said, when it comes, and that's why they were talking about getting rid of the electoral college, because from a popular vote, man, nobody's beating LeBron James or any type of celebrity in a popular vote, and that would be, I think, would be one of the biggest things that they try to do is as soon as they can, if and when the Democratic Party ever got back into power, if they did, they would immediately get rid of the fucking electoral college, so it could always be a popularity vote.
Yeah.
People, you know what I'm saying, is the most famous.
We could even take it a step farther. So if that scenario was to happen, and of course we do know that these the communists do want to get rid of electoral college, not understanding how big states versus small state actually keeps this country whole. You get rid of the electoral college, we're gonna have a civil war in the next 10 years, because again, that's what the electoral college is there for. Is to give representation to regions of the country and states that have different interests than other regions. So what? In a popular vote situation, America becomes just New York and California, basically.
Exactly.
So,
but like I said, it's very few people that have an understanding of the Constitution or democracy or republic or any of these things, these actual foundational situations of government. They don't. Bro, people don't even understand the three branches. Don't even remember the three branches of government.
They don't.
It won't work, because again, that's the whole model of this country is built on the fact that the smaller states, let's say I'm in the Midwest, our states are known for minerals, agriculture. If you get a situation where you destroy the electoral college, now New York, being a cosmopolitan place that does not feed the country, it's basically the financial center. California does some feeding, but it's more Hollywood and Silicon Valley. You've all the interests that represent like the southern states and the Midwestern states, you just took away their ability to have a voice in Congress. So let's say, for example, there's things in Iowa that relate to the corn or something like that. The person in New York doesn't care about that. So they're going to pass all these bills that are all based around their reality being cosmopolitan people in New York or California. That will create a situation where the entire country would break up. I'm telling you right now, because you would be denying the other 48 countries or whatnot their voice and their rights, because they're getting taxed. Because remember, these people are still going to get taxed, but they're not going to get taxed based on having their own representation from their states that are there getting an equal voice. California, New York will just be able to say, well,
yeah,
we don't care what's going on in Iowa. We're going to pass a tax that's 75% or whatever. There's a reason why you have electoral college, because it forces candidates for the presidency to do a 50-state campaign. That means that you have to go to all the states and make at least a good enough case to win most of the states. That's why that's there. You can't just say, well, if you get rid of electoral college, you wouldn't even have to campaign. If you're someone that's favored by New York and California, why would you have to campaign anymore?
Exactly. But shout out to my man Blazi Bahuto about Batuho.
It's Blaze Batu.
Batu. All right, brother. What's going on with you?
Not much. One thing I really wanted to talk about, and a lot of people need to really hammer hard, is fraternity fraud, because there is no reason why there's a lot of men in this country that are paying thousands of dollars, even in back pay, for children that's not theirs. And states know this, but they still let women get away with basically legal extortion. And I heard it's a really, really high percentage. So what do y'all think about that?
Yeah, paternity fraud, like I said, shout out to Ramil. Ramil brought this to my attention a while back. He's been really banging that drum. 30% of paternity tests come back as negative. That's a third. That's huge.
Yeah, it should be mandatory. I think I've had a conversation with a couple ladies in my life, and it's funny to see women's reaction. Like, it's amazing to hear women's reaction when you say, I think that all children born should get mandatory DNA testing.
Yes.
And she's like, do you mean like child support? And I'm like, no. Every child born is good for everybody. It shouldn't even be something that the doctor asks. You know how they do like the baby's footprint and things like that? When a baby's born, it should just be automatic, and it should be required in all insurance. It shouldn't be an extra fee or anything. Every child born for DNA purposes. Do you understand how much money could be saved? Which the family courts wouldn't want this, of course. But how much money is lost going through the process of proving DNA 5 years later, 6 years later? Or what about the sad saps that find out on the 18th birthday of a child they raised, when the woman finally comes clean and says that wasn't your child, we can eliminate a whole lot of that and save a lot of lives and save a lot of money if it would just be mandatory for every child. I'm not talking about where you got to go ask the man or the woman, hey, do you want to do this test? It's just be automatic unless both people opt out, because I don't want to force it on them to that extent, but it should be an opt-out thing where it's like you and your woman have a kid. Now, if you as a man make that decision on that day, so it's not something that the doctor asks you. You got to go to the doctor and you have to say, doctor, I'm willing to sign away all my rights in the future. I can't, if this woman, if I find out later in life somehow that this kid is not mine, I take full responsibility. So that's how it should be set up, where it's automatic unless the man and the woman agree that they don't want to do it. Fine. But here's the thing. Don't come asking the citizens for help when you find out when she leaves you in 6 years and now you're pissed off. Now you want to do a DNA test. You have no right to a DNA test and losing your parental right. You are the parent. That's how I would install that.
And hold on, now I'm gonna go a little, I guess, like I won't say extreme, but I'll go to the point of what Lou said. I believe, for one, I don't believe women should be able to just automatically claim a man as a father of their children. And I believe you should get one and done. If you get it wrong, if she gets it wrong, first time, it should be on her to pay for everything. That it should not be on the it should not be on the behalf of the state. It should not be on the behalf of the citizens. If she gets the fucking first person wrong and claiming this person as her child, you don't get to go for free, you know what I'm saying, 37 times over. And you have to pay that man for a false fucking thing. If it's not him, you have to pay him and compensate him for his time. We can come up with a general flat rate or whatnot. But it was funny, like celebrities go through this all the time, man. And Drake said it, actually put it in the song. He said, I had to go to the court for fucking paternity test for women I haven't slept with. Is the law says, you know what I'm saying, I gotta get fucking paternity tested. And this is fucking ridiculous, man. This is the world we live in, where a woman can just know she's never ever met you, never fucking even been within 100 yards of you. And just because of the strength of her trying to get some type of, some wild and crazy chance, she knows she gets to fucking take up time out of your day and your life to fucking put a paternity claim against you. She's gonna have to pay for that dearly. And
could you imagine if Lou and Mr. Fantastic were put in charge of enforcement of this program at the health?
I'll be a rap.
Oh, sure.
Hey,
be a rap.
I'm telling you. As the women say, I get these hoes all the way together, bro. I get these all the way together, bro.
I'm on these hoes next. I promise. If I was in charge of this shit, I'd be on these hoes next, boy. Oh my god.
Oh man.
That's why this whole year. That's why I'm saying that 2020 is about to be spectacular, because you got brothers like Mr. Fantastic and Lou in their views, and their views are not like their grandparents or their dad's generation views necessarily. They're speaking from a 2020 standpoint, and these are younger men. That's what's so incredible when I listen to men in their 20s and 30s have these conversations, because they have views that the public media does not promote as the norm for young black men. Even though the numbers have been showing us that younger black men, they're much more right-leaning in their views on most things outside of racism. That's the only issue when you look at surveys. And I keep telling people, the studies have proven that black men, if you take race off the table, are actually more conservative than white men, Latino men, and Asian men. Do you understand how incredible that is?
Fact.
Yeah, that's a super fact. That's a super fact. Especially me, the type of family I come from. Like, we really respect women that have long that get married at an earlier age. That women that respect family, women that sleep around, we look down on them. But because of this feminist culture, if you look down on them, you're being too judgmental. So,
hey, bro, are you from another country?
Yeah, I'm from the Ivory Coast.
Okay, yeah, I figured. Yeah.
Well, the brother in the chat mentioned the whole thing with Canada. So there was those two cases in Canada. You had the one with the guy who found out that I guess he was like a millionaire, and he found out by accident that he had raised 3 children that weren't his own. And he was a millionaire, but here's the thing. He only found out because I guess he had got sick, right? And they did some kind of DNA test on him because he was sick. And they found out that none of the children was his.
Yeah, he found out he was sterile. He was sterile.
Yeah,
dude.
he was sterile.
Yeah.
So you got that case, but then you got another case that just came down, which is another warning to American men. The other case was what they had a common law cohabitation case where another millionaire guy, he had been in a casual cohabitation relationship. Well, they weren't even living together, right? They were just having sex together.
Yeah, that was
over a significant amount of time, and they both were, formerly married divorcees, right? So they just thought they were in this consensual relationship where they liked having sex with each other. But he would do things like take her on dates. He bought her some things or whatever, but he never lived with her. They never committed to marriage. The courts up there later on when they broke up, she went to the courts saying that even though they had not cohabitated, they still had a common law marriage. And I keep warning you dudes, if these radical feminists get in power, they will pass like a common law for every state in America, because I keep telling y'all, men benefit the most from common law situations and cohabitation situations because, in only like I think 6 states have common law. The other ones, you can't enforce that. But they want to set up the same standard that they're setting up in Canada, where if you're getting sex, you're in like, even if it's a casual relationship, but you're going on dates with her, you're being seen in public with her, they would like to make it so that becomes that gives that person rights in courts that can be enforced. And hey, well, she wasn't your wife. Yeah, you didn't cohabitate with her, but you gave her the impression that you were in a committed wife-like matrimony with her. It can just get really ridiculous, bro. So let's not even go there.
Right. They're basically using feelings to enforce. They're basically trying to enforce women's feelings on our pockets.
Yeah, and I think they awarded her $50,000 a month, right? For however many, for like 15 years or some crazy shit like that.
50,000. Oh my god, just ridiculous. Yeah. I mean, it's so that's why you get Donald Trump in there.
That's him, but he's good. It's good, bro. They going through. It's all right. But yeah, just the other guy was a UK. Shout out to Candid. Yeah, that was the first one was a UK guy. And he was an older gentleman, and he was wealthy. And like I said, all 3 of the children were grown. All 3 of the children were grown when he found this out, man. So he spent the whole lifetime, bro. And men go, like I said, mama's baby, daddy's maybe.
You're right.
The funny thing about it, right, is they say this in a like a bad wave towards the man, like like the man is the one that's getting over on the woman. When no, motherfucker, like I mean, a woman knows for sure, without a doubt, who their child belong to. But for the man, you're taking a fucking gamble. If you don't get that fucking DNA test, you don't got no paperwork behind it. So, like you said, man, this is, and like you said, extremely grimy, and no one cares for the man, and that's why I say, man, after the president, if and when, and after the president is reelected, bro. This country is going to have a fucking turn for the better, because, and this is why we constantly tell, man, look, bro, we know the uniqueness and the difficulty and everything of black men being in this country. I can tell you this, though, from my experience. The vast majority of fucking white folks ain't racist, bro. All right. White people look to you and they're more intrigued by the black man than they are afraid or envious or any of these, or hateful or any of these other things. White folks really look to you, bro. Like, bro, the shit that white boys ask me, man, in my lifetime and shit or whatever, right? And then that, like, they're comfortable with understanding how they understand there's a difference, but it's just it's such a culture, it's a cultural gulf. You know what I'm saying? That they just really have no understandings or connections to black living. But everything about they find most of the shit about black people like just cool as fuck. You know what I'm saying? And like, it's crazy because when you put into the black girl dynamic, they're offended by, oh, can I touch your hair? No, motherfucker, I don't want you touching my hair. Well, again, like they're not, you guys are taking offense to the shit, but at the same time, like I said, it's a fucking I don't even want to say infatuation, but it's a curiosity. It's like a wondrous curiosity of something that's different to them. You know what I'm saying? And
no, I agree.
And, I get another part, the hair touching part, because I ain't letting nobody touch my hair. But
I ain't saying that. No, I'm just saying. But no, I'm just using it for the women's.
Mr. Fantastic got that high top now. He got the white boys at the
Hey, shit, they know better, motherfucker. Hey,
he up there petting big ass Mr. Fantastic and eating cornbread, cutting this shit like we like flat top, Mr. Fantastic.
Hey, man, I've been social distancing for 17 years, nigga. I ain't never had them problems. But you know what I'm saying, just for the women aspect of it, you know what I'm saying, just them, and it's like
No, it's not what they make it seem, man. I think I've always, being out here in the Midwest, man, it's always been something, we're surrounded, right? We're like 5-7%. So I've always believed that it's more like, in my experience, it's more like in thirds, like 1/3 of white people are hardcore racist. Another third are pretty much they're neutral. They don't even care about you one or the other. Then there's probably like another quarter to a third that they're actually will go out of their way to do whatever they can to make you think that they're not like racist. And they literally would do anything just so that you would not even think that they're racist. So I've always kind of seen it like that, but that's just my opinion and my own experience being out here, is that it just seems like there's that 1/3 that they got that, that real hatred towards you, where it's like they don't want to be around you. They would discriminate against you. They would kill, right? That's them. Then there's another group that they don't even think about you. They don't care about you. They don't think about you. They won't treat you good or bad. It's just like, hey, I'm out here. They're worried about their own concern. But then again, there's that other 1/3 who they really want you to believe, at least, that they're not racist. So that's kind of how I've always seen it out here. That's been my experience.
Yeah, I've actually been living in Mexico for like a year and a half now. And it's kind of funny to me. Black people always ask me, ain't they racist down there? But I'm trying to tell you, bro, like Mexicans don't talk about black people at all. Like, I mean, it never comes up. Like they don't say anything. Like they don't have any type of media that's negative toward black people whatsoever. So I'm just wanted to chime in on that, what you said about like your other races ain't thinking about black people like that. Like it's not even.
And ultimately, like I said, man, I just think the whole infatuation with racism on the black people's side, bro, is what is going to prevent a lot of things from happening. Because again, this whole platinum plan is something that should and could and should catapult black men, especially, into the realm of entrepreneurship. And this is going to be extremely critical with the current economic situation, bro. I don't think people understand you have a very, very small window. Again, we're already going up against the clock of 2053, right? Until black people be declared as a permanent underclass. If we were to take full advantage of this and increase the entrepreneurs in the black community, let's just say by 10%, that itself could, I'm not gonna say it would eliminate it, but would definitely push that back by a great amount of years.
What year did you say, Fantastic?
Say again.
What year did you say will be claimed?
That's been something that's I forget who, I think New York Times or someone came out with it. This was something that came out a few years back, and it's something that I didn't learn about until I came here into this space. Again, just Google it. Permanent underclass 2050.
That whole thing is very generous though. Like that 2050. Nah, man. When we look at the rate, because you got to understand that was all done before COVID.
That was pre-COVID. And I'm with you.
That was pre-COVID. So look it, man. Look it, bro. That was all pre-COVID, man. So we're gonna have to rethink this thing. See, that's why I want the election just to get over with, so we can get all this census data. We can actually have the real numbers. We can get the congresses, so we can just know come January, we can start actually looking at the real data finally. Because I'm telling you, man, I keep hearing about this 2053, bro. That was before COVID, man. Look it. You got to understand, it's been a short period of time since we had our last big recession. That was the biggest recession since the Great Depression. So explain this to me, right? Okay, we know that we had the Great Recession that occurred from 2008 to like 2010. Then there was a small period of, growing gradually, getting things back. But are we going to sit there and act like Americans fully recovered in 10 years from the biggest economic calamity since the Great Depression? And now we have the worst possible economic calamity 10 years later that they're saying that may actually prove to be worse than the Great Depression. Someone's lying somewhere. So I'm saying that this whole 2053 thing, I ain't buying it, bro. Because
Sigma, I'm with you, Sigma. But again, like I said, at least that gave people a warning of it back in 2017 to up the antennas of the community. But again, like you said, since that same time, black women's net worth has went from the $5 down to $0 or actually negative dollars, because they love to claim about the highly educated and the things, even though the educated they're talking about is only an attendance, not actual degree recipients or people that finish college and things like that, especially when you're talking high level degrees and stuff like that.
And you know that unemployment is done. You know that unemployment situation is expired, right?
Yep, done. The extra $600 a week or whatever it was, that's done. And again,
you know that the extension that Trump put, because you know that had expired, and it was like I think a 4-week period where there was no money coming in for anyone, right? And Trump went ahead and said, you know what, Congress can't get it done. They was negotiating for like a whole month, so he passed the extension. Now everyone thought that the extension was going to go from like September to January. No, they ended up depleting the funds. It took only 5 weeks for all the states to deplete even the amount that he got, which was 50% less. And now, you know, if they don't get that deal done this week, right, you do realize that it's not getting done this year. And then, so if that deal doesn't get done this week, so Congress has until October 2nd before they leave, right? They have until October 2nd to pass this coronavirus bill that would do the extensions, right? But if they don't, which is looking like they very possibly will not pass it, the next time they'll even have that conversation possibly would be in 2021 or January. So,
Damn.
you know, we got to be careful with how much we want to believe these stats that say, oh, it's going to be, man, if they don't pass something to end this year, when we come into January, because they got moratoriums in place for eviction and things like that. But there ain't a lot of people don't got no money coming in.
Sigma, I'm glad. Shout out to Erica Williams. She's been telling you this. She's been saying this. This is why I'm telling everybody, I would not think about buying a property until the first quarter of 2021 was over. Erica Williams has been saying this, like she's been beating this in the heads of everybody. After February, when everything is done and over with, and all of these fucking extensions and things are expired, you are going to see a wave of evictions and foreclosures and fucking short sales and everything you can motherfucking see as far as the housing market once that first quarter of 2021 is over with. Okay.
Yeah, stay liquid.
I would not be making any fucking. Unless it's just a unbeatable fucking deal, bro. That's and again, you guys gotta understand. And shout out to Sigma because he talks about it a lot too, man. Listen, you guys have to dibble and dabble in a lot of these things when it comes to your finances and your economics, man. Okay. You have, because I'm telling you, this whole thing about once they lowered down, they pretty much brought the lending rate to as close to zero as possible. That was to shore up everything and get people to go out. And they've been talking about this too, man. You know how many paper tags I done seen, bro, over this COVID shit?
Oh yeah.
What kind of tag?
You said paper tags. People buying new cars. People buying cars.
Yeah. I've been seeing a lot. Oh, I've been noticing like people that I'm like, I know on a personal level, and I'm like, they like, oh, yeah, I'm about to get a new car. I'm like, really? You getting a new car right now?
Yeah, these interest rates and these low interest rates are a thing just for that, man, to make people think you can actually afford shit you can't, because for now everything's cool, fine, and dandy. But like you said, man, once this fucking everything hits and the true thing fucking comes out about how the economy really is, man, I'm telling you, I seen this happen, and we all seen this happen in 2008. We all seen it happen in 2008. I fucked up, and I didn't know any better then. I bought my house too early because they said, "Oh, it can't get any worse, can't get any worse." And lo and behold, 2009 came, and bro, it was ridiculous. So
it's a lot of. I've been seeing a lot of new cars on the roads these days.
Yeah, man.
A lot of them, man.
But yesterday, yesterday
you got to go ahead.
Yesterday, my mom and my dad, they went and bought a new car at the car lot that they usually go to, and there's already a lot of people bringing their cars back because they just can't afford it. So they got that stimulus money. One thought they can buy a car, couldn't even get the tag and brought the cars back.
Well, that's because they thought, because again, I mean, they might pass it, but you know that the little direct payment they were giving out, where you got like the little $1,200. And then they had the unemployment. So what was happening? They thought they were good. They're like, we got the little the direct cash payment. And Congress had told them. Remember, Congress told them that they were going to keep everything in place. Like that's what they were being told. So they bought the car thinking, oh, I'm good for the rest of the year. And then boom, Congress didn't get that deal done like back in July or whatever. And then they cut everyone off. And then Trump came in like 6 weeks later and said, man, we got to do something. We got to get keep some of this consumer spending. We can't lose 70% of our consumer spending. So he passed half of it, but it was only for 5 weeks. So what you probably seeing, the people that bought those cars, ain't no money coming in.
Right.
But hey, you know, I want to tell. I gotta add this though, man. It's about this recession that we're going into, man. Like, I don't know why people aren't talking about that. This was a government created recession. I mean, they literally shut people down because of this COVID shit. Like, if it wasn't for COVID, we would have been good.
Yeah, purposely. Again, this whole thing was done to obliterate everything that the president had did to try and make it easier for him to be look as a failure to the citizens of the country. Economically, bro, like I said, the president ran the country like what it really is a corporation anyway. You don't believe me? Google it. I'm not really getting to that aspect of it.
No,
But
you're right.
shout out to Tur Battle. Listen, that's all these states and things like this. They know the exodus of fucking from New York State and California like that, bro. All these other states know that it's coming. These people are trying to get the fuck up out of those highly expensive places.
Oh
like,
yeah,
hey, man.
well, you know, Phoenix just passed Houston because like Phoenix, like Arizona and Texas, they've been absorbing a lot of people fleeing like California. So like Nevada, Arizona, and Texas, those are the 3 states that are going to see a hell of a lot of growth. And then some of the southern states that get the more, people come from like Chicago, the Midwest, a lot of them priced out of the cities up here like Detroit, Milwaukee, the Twin Cities, Chicago. They're getting priced out as well. And a lot of them are moving to like Atlanta, Nashville. We're seeing like a reverse. You know how the black migration of the 20s.
Yeah, it's the reverse.
Yeah, in a reverse. It's been going on for the last decade, but it's gonna go into hyperdrive next year, bro.
Because,
for real. Like, I'm staying in Oklahoma City right now, and there's a lot of people moving from Chicago, from California, even what's it called? Detroit. There's a lot of people that came out to school here, and they just stayed because they just couldn't go back home.
Yeah, you're gonna have, and that's what I'm trying to say is that, like, if we already saw that trend this whole decade, but what I'm trying to say is that with this COVID, when those restrictions are pulled off, evictions, do you understand how many people are going to be trying to get out of the north and get out of the coast? So they're going to be moving south into, like, again, Texas. But the thing about Texas is interesting because Elon Musk, Joe Rogan, Peter Thiel, a lot of these like rich people that are not with that California culture generally are moving their corporations and companies out of California to Texas and Tennessee.
Oh yeah, and Texas don't have state income tax, so
yeah, that's why they're moving them there. So that
Facebook did move a portion of their company there too, also.
But Apple moved their campus to Austin.
Now, isn't that ironic though? Because those are the companies that people that have created the kind of culture that have ruined states like California. Now they want to flee what they created, right?
Yeah, of course. That's always the same, Sigma. You know that. It's good. It's good while it's always good while the getting is good. But as soon as it gets fucking to the point of where I can't benefit and I can't profit as much as I did, bro, I'm out. Fuck it.
Yeah, that's what.
Yeah, but I think a lot of people in Texas also.
Oh shit! So this too. Shout out. See, this is why, brothers. This is why I tell you, man. Conversation is extremely important. Another big aspect of it. Now that we're talking about Facebook and Google and all these other people, free speech.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. This will be the fucking return of free speech once the president is elected, because again, he's putting up with the shit for now, pretty much because he has to or whatever. You don't know for sure or whatever, but I promise you, this will be and I hope you niggas is ready. Hey, I loved it back in the day, man, when you nigger this, nigger that.
Oh yeah, back on Xbox Live.
Yeah, man. Oh, yeah. Hey, listen, bro, I don't give a fuck about anybody has to send me over the internet, bro.
Well, that cancel culture is it's a virus.
Yeah, I will.
It's stupid.
I would much rather know who a motherfucker is and how they really feel versus, you know what I'm saying, the other. I don't, man, say whatever the fuck you want to say, man. Words ain't gonna hurt me no time.
These people are living in a dilute. See, the thing is, the people that you're talking about, man, they live in this like diluted cyber world where they can't distinguish reality from the cyber world. So, they're sitting up here like, oh, if Trump wins, we're gonna burn down America. I'm like, bruh, you idiots. Do you know that the Insurrection Act on American books has been in place since like the 1800s? Trump hasn't even done the Insurrection Act.
Educate me on that, Signal. What's that? Educate me on that.
The Insurrection Act gives the commander-in-chief power over all the militias of the states and the armed forces, and it's basically like a militia, military law in effect, where he can like right now, Trump asked the governor, like he has to ask him, like, hey, do you want to? They have to accept his offer to bring in federal troops. But if he initiates the Insurrection Act, he'll actually have power over the governors to go in and stop, civil unrest and riots himself. And what I've been trying to tell people is that Trump has actually been very restrained, which is shocking for his personality type. And he's actually played it the right way because of the election. But guess what? Like Fantas said, this is his last term.
Yes.
There's gonna be no burning down cities and scaring people in the suburbs. That shit is. I'm talking about.
I'm telling you. Listen, after the president is reelected, all of this bullshit, peaceful protesters under the guise of rioting under the guise of fucking peaceful protesting, that shit will be immediately fucking smashed like hammers. And you just seen this in Kentucky, okay? If you want to know what it's gonna be like, I think they made over 300 arrests in the whole Kentucky bullshit or whatever the fuck, or nationwide over this Breonna Taylor verdict bullshit. And like I told y'all this, y'all can go back. I still got that fucking live stream up. You're getting fed time. They're not playing with you. You finna do motherfucking years, nigga. Ain't gonna be no little slap on the wrist. You about to do these years. They've already been arresting people, because you've noticed that, like, in a lot of states, people don't understand that there's certain federal laws, and when you destroy certain stuff, dude, they haven't been talking about it in the media, but the feds have been picking people up and putting 5-10 years on them for like certain kind of acts during the riots, because these people thought, well, I got this mask on, bro. Y'all right. You know what's funny? They had a movie that came out with Will Smith, and it's an old one, but they were already talking about this shit 20 years ago, dude. The Enemy of the State. Yep. Oh, yeah. People think that because they got a little mask covering, first off, do you understand how many inside agents they got working in these groups, bro, for the government? You know how much intelligence they got on these groups. So, like, if you're a member of Antifa, you're a member of Black Marxist Matters, do you understand how many agents that work for the government are working in these groups, bro?
Well, that's the thing, bro. That's the thing. Since Antifa was just labeled a terrorist organization, they can tap their phones now.
Yeah, but even with that, I'm just saying, like, do these people not understand that in this open source economy that we live in, and with social media, that there's agents everywhere. There's agents here that tune into the stuff on the YouTube. You think that you're gonna have the most? Do you understand that YouTube is now the most trafficked website on the internet now in 2020? Oh yeah. You don't think that there's people listening in to YouTube all day when you got 31 billion channels, I think now, or something, this crazy number? Do you understand YouTube gets more traffic now than any other website outside of Google now, or something like that? So you're doing these things where, like, these Antifa, they go on Facebook, they go on Instagram, they go on YouTube, and they plan these organized meetings where they go and do whatever damage. Do you understand how many agents, and especially the time where people are unemployed, are actually in these groups feeding information to the government? That's why once you're done burning shit down, they come through, kick your door down, and they pull you out. And now they got you, and you like, how did they know it was me? I had a mask on, bro. The technology, the agents that they have working, but these people, they just don't think, man.
Right, and then the same people that you running with, once they catch them and put them in that cold room, they gonna talk.
They snitching. Hey, thank you. Hey, let me read this. Shout out to Agon Stark for the 5, man. What's messed up is people are moving, but still voting the same. A lot of red states are turning purple. No, I don't know about that, man. They were
Mr. Fantastic. That's true, and that's what happened in Nevada. Nevada became Democratic.
Oh, word.
But it's see, again, it goes back to we're just talking about the migration, though. Yes, it is true that there are certain states that are getting a little bit of a purplish, but then again, the whole upper north is now going red. Yep. So, because again, remember, Wisconsin hadn't elected a Republican since the 80s. Michigan, probably the same. And then now you have Minnesota, which Trump has visited him and Mike Pence more times than anyone since Reagan or something like that. So you basically have the whole upper north becoming red states, except for Illinois. Look at Iowa. Think about it. Ohio is purple now. Wisconsin is purple now. Minnesota is purple now. South Dakota, North Dakota are red. Those were all blue states up until just the last election. So keep that in mind. That yes, it might be true that Nevada has become a purple state. Colorado's a purple state. Texas is probably a generation. Maybe like 5 years they'll be considered a purple state because they're getting a lot of that. Again, a lot of those Californians are coming into Texas, and that's changing that state purple. In Georgia, like one of you brothers mentioned earlier, you got a lot of people moving to like Atlanta and Georgia from the north, from Chicago, New York, and things like that, bringing those leftist ideas down there. So definitely Georgia, probably in another 5 years, they might become a purple state. But in the absolute sense, it's no different because all you got is people that are leaving the north with their liberal type views are going south into a couple western states, but then those states are actually flipping to purple or red themselves. So it's kind of like there was no gain or loss really.
Yeah, and Georgia is now an LGBT hub too, so that's a major part that's going to play in that in Atlanta. Yeah. So, but back to what Blase was saying, as far as like, bro, these motherfuckers snitching, bro. And I meant to do a thing on this too about George Floyd being a snitch, allegedly. I just couldn't find the paperwork to back it, so I'm not gonna. But allegedly, George Floyd was a fucking informant, and this was a real nigga, as they say, right, or whatever. So trust and believe, man. Once they get all these little motherfucking white motherfuckers in here, man, like the white girl they had out of New York, I think a month back, and they hit her ass that $100,000 motherfucking bond, and told her she was gonna have to face them 10 years. If you don't think she told, nigga, you stupid. If you don't think she gave up every name of every person, address, birthday, blood type, stool sample, social security number, zodiac sign, nigga, she told. Okay.
Oh yeah, she probably gave up the nigga she had sex with too.
Yeah, Nick, again, bro. Like I said, she let him know how your nut tastes, nigga. All that. She told him everything. All right. The cologne you had on. Listen, these people are not built for the war they claim they want, and that's what's so funny, especially now the extreme shit you're hearing from these feminists. War, we're gonna burn it down. We're gonna tear the whole fucking organization. And I'm like, bro, you've never in your life even had a fucking fist fight. You talking about going to war with the motherfucker. We're 2-0 in world wars, motherfucker. World wars. What the fuck you think is gonna happen on American soil, you idiot? You're a fucking citizen.
Man, they out there arguing about should women be able to breastfeed on the battlefield. I mean, just the stupid crap that we keep hearing. And you got the people that don't understand that, dude, you can say whatever you want for validation. But even in the 60s, do you understand in the 60s they were able to infiltrate all these organized movements without this technology? These people are not doing anything that these intelligence agencies don't know about.
And they
infiltrated the Black Panthers, the Nation of Islam, Black Panthers, these leftist groups, and different anarchists from the 60s and 70s. They were able to infiltrate them just using typewriter reports and in-person observance. I don't think that these people have a clue how much they know about you from your television, your phone, your laptop. Man, everything is being recorded now at all times. They got TikTok now. The government and these corporations and how they operate under those like Patriot Act, and they work together. And people forget that the Department of Defense had a major role in the development of the internet and email. People forget that it was a defense contract that created Google. It was a defense contract that created email servicing. It was the government that
Facebook,
Silicon Valley. Yeah, it was the government that provided the seed capital for many of these technologies that we've had over the last 30 years or so, man. People just act like this doesn't exist.
Oh yeah. And you know what makes my blood boil? Like when I see some of these some of these colorists, these colorist crybaby feminists, I know that come from African countries. I know some countries they come from. They come over here in America and start speaking this bull crap, talking about war and all this other crap, but they come from countries where militias are not even fully trained, and they would never dare talk that same crap over there.
Yeah, that's facts. You 100% right.
Well, that kind of tells you how environment and culture impact people, man. That shows you how kind of malleable people's behavior and their psychology is depending on the environment and the culture that they're in, because we kind of see that, especially in my city where it's like a lot of immigrants. And I noticed that like when you talk to their parents, like one time I went to this cookout with the Somali community one time, and something that stood out to me that was amazing to me was that the adult, older Somalis men were in one side, and then the women were on another side. And when they interacted, it was like at a distance. But when they, got into their social groups, they automatically separated the men on one side, the women doing their thing, and it was automatic. But then as you get down to this generation, you know, those in their 20s that are immigrants, they've embraced all of this Americanism, but even more so than even the Native American types, because they grow up in this culture, and it's an exact, you know, rejection of their culture being so conservative and traditional. They kind of go overboard with it sometimes if they don't have someone to stop them, because it's like, to them, America represents absolute freedom without judgment or punishment. And I've seen it with immigrants that I personally know. The difference between them and their parents is unreal.
Oh yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah. Some of the biggest strags and thoughts that I know is them African chicks that live in Atlanta, Houston, Dallas, DC. Oh my goodness, they are boy.
Oh, they go, yeah, they get some of them get, I mean, because again, they, in order to fit into the culture, and they're getting these messages from, like, you know, VH1, MTV, and the internet and all of that, they be absorbing it, and they go even more overboard. Because again, remember, the more human beings are interested in the fact that, like, the more you deny human beings something, the more they want it. But when you give it to them and they get a chance to have it, then they don't want it as much. But when they feel like they're denied it, then it's almost like that Eve mentality takes on, like, I'm gonna do it.
Yeah, exactly. The forbidden fruit mentality.
Yeah, so a lot of these immigrant types, man, that forbidden fruit shit, because their parents are traditional as hell compared to American parents. Remember, American parents over the last 3 generations are much more liberal, whereas their parents are probably what American people's parents were like 100 years ago, right? So when they see how their classmates doing what they're doing, that forbidden fruit is just so juicy and tempting to them that they might be wearing that hijab at home, but you can damn sure believe that Friday night after 9 p.m., she done slipped into her thotty outfit, seen millions of times.
Oh yeah, trust me, I know, and trust me, I probably will catch them on your bottom shelf Brad series, King season.
Yeah, shout out to Darth Low IQ for the 499 Fantastic for Congress.
Oh yeah. Bottom shelf Brad, he be listening to these airways, and he's been taking notes on that pink pill, and so you can believe that. Oh, he's slipping up in it. He's slipping up in it right now, because again, it's like, it's a gift to him. If he can get the best of the non-white women in the top quarter while being in the bottom quarter of his own group, who's not taking that deal? If I put you right now, let's say you're an American man, and you're in the bottom 25% of this, probably the most competitive market on earth outside of UK, and I put you in a market where overnight you went from being in the bottom quarter to now you're in the top quarter choice, what are you gonna do? You see what I'm saying? What are you gonna do? Right. You go, I mean, it's gonna be on and popping. So I think that's kind of what's happened, is that a lot of those dudes, they're not getting no play within their own cultural group. They can't get the women in that group, and they see like these other women are like worshiping them. Who's not gonna take that deal? You're taking the deal, bro.
Most definitely. Shout out to Wiseville TZP for the 199. The second embraces gang culture, thoughts, etc. The second, I told about the second generations. Yeah. Yep. Marxist communists everywhere. That's another big thing too, man. So from the aspect of the free speech, one thing too, the president has put into order the rejection of and the ending of what kind of training is it?
Critical race theory.
Yeah, critical race theory. That's over with. So look for a major swing and change in your secondary education too, and in your colleges and that.
That was good. That was very good. I'm so glad you did that. Yeah.
I think another big thing too that needs to happen, along with economics being taught in the economics and bringing back vocational schools or vocational training at the high school level, i.e. shop, i.e. Mechanics, home economics. And my thing.
Preach.
You said what now?
No, I said preach. They need to bring that.
Yeah, all of these things are what to give people skills versus fucking getting people over on this college shit, man. Because college has been proven to be a scam, bro. All right,
100%.
And then you got Trump. He was the first one to give even the lip service to the fact that Native Black Americans built America. He was the first president to do so. No other president has ever admitted that before congressional bodies ever. He was the first one to say that Native Black Americans have been getting a shitty deal, and that they built this country. He laid the foundation for more advocacy on the part of Black people being compensated, and no one wants to talk about these kind of things. Now you got the race critical theory. This is the gender thing. Now, with the race critical theory, the question comes, who are the identities that all the focus is on, all the advocacy on, and more importantly, all the resources. Guess what? It ain't your Native Black American male self. Nope. It's not you. You're not included in race critical theory until it gets to the point where the resources are divvied out. The only time they talk about the Black male identity when it comes to using him as a way to get money for their own identity, women, you know what I'm saying, Latinos, gays, things like that. But when it comes to Black male identity, we're not included in race critical theory in the mainstream at all when it comes to attention, advocacy, and division of resources. So of course, I would hate to see something that could help us go away. But over time, I've come to realize that race critical theory doesn't work for Black men. It works for every other group but Black men. And that's why when we have all these killings, they use it to raise money or whatnot for other groups, but none of it ever trickles down to Black men. This shit is atrocious. And I'm glad that he got rid of race critical theory. And I think that Black men will be better off in creating their own, scholarship and putting their own issues out there. But if we were to get like a Joe Biden presidency, we already know Kamala Harris is the president. She's coming from California, a state that can't win a presidential seat as a Democrat. We already know what it would just be unreal for men. It would just be ridiculous, man. Biden and Kamala Harris and the kind of ideology, that California ideology we put in the White House, I'm cool. I'll pass, bro. I can do 4 more years of Trump.
Yeah, and again, man, like I said, I think this is what we were talking about. It's kind of like we've been gifted it ourselves. I still think it's some things that we should ask for, especially even after the re-election happens. But this platinum plan is something that tangibles being given to the Black community and being told, hey, this is what I have for you. If you know what I'm saying, pretty much, when we go there, all you have to do is take it or leave it. And that also happened with this PPP program, as to where they said Black people, I think they said, applied for like the least amount, bro. It was so much money left on the table, and then like no Black people were claiming it. People that claim to be, influencers and entrepreneurs and all these things, getting still they wouldn't go get the fucking PPP loan. And then when the niggas did get the PPP loan, you see these motherfuckers getting locked the fuck up for Fed time. For
it was the scammers. Yeah, only the scammers.
Yeah. Right. King Sigma, man. Appreciate you, bro. King Sigma always has a great one, man. Appreciate you, man. Let me see. Yeah, appreciate you. But yeah, man.
Hey, Gabe said something in the chat, bro, about college being a scam.
Well, yeah, Gabe. College has been proven to be a scam. That is incorrect. Blanket statement. To a bigger issue. Unintention and low demand major college attendance is the issue, not just college as a whole. Well, again, but hey, my thing to this, bro. No. College is a scam, man. Because again, like I said, when 90% of something is useless and it makes hundreds of millions of dollars, actually billions, well, not hundreds of millions, because the sports make up billions, but hundreds of millions of dollars for these institutions for things that cannot be turned over for a profit to be used, those degrees, that is a scam, sir.
Yeah, and then also, why is the school allowing them to even take those degrees?
Because it's an easy win for them. They're not gonna care. Like if you could sell, like I said, if you could sell a fucking dollar store product for $100, would you do it? Of course you would. That's business. Right. Colleges are businesses, man. Colleges are businesses, and it is not the college. And in the defense of the college, it's not the college's responsibility. No problem, Gabe. Here you go, brother. You know it. There you go. It's not the college's responsibility to make you learn. Hold on. There you go. It's not the college's responsibility for you to pick something that's lucrative. That's a lucrative degree to use. That's not it. Yeah, it's not. That's not their job. It's just their job to fucking give you the education and then charge you the money for it. You pay them. You know what I'm saying? So I think, and like I said, Black women are the epitome of this, because Black women go to school, they attend school, they don't finish like that, and even if they do finish, they get a fucking liberal arts degree or some shit that they can't really turn around into anything that's going to be lucrative and pay dividends to make up for the debt they accrued in college. Shout out to Gabe in the building, man. What's up, Gabe?
What's up, man?
You guys good, man?
Hey, what's up, everybody?
What's up, man?
So yeah, I think it's still back to the same point. I mean, I think you've proven a point that college is not a scam, right? It's people who go into college with they don't have intentions. If there's no return on investment for their major, how does college become a scam rather than people going into college with unplanned? Right?
Well, because you're offering something that won't give a return.
Why? So that's the same thing as business, right? If you start,
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying.
It is business a scam.
Well, again, some businesses are, but okay. So let me. You don't want to use the scam word. Let me say, college. Let's say this. College is a let's just say a shark is sharkish. Then let's say that then.
Sharkish. You want it to be sharkish because you want college to be bad because people don't go into it for the right reasons.
Well, no. The majority of it is this. Like you said, there's very few degrees that are actually lucrative. Okay.
No, many degrees are lucrative.
No. Well, give me a percentage.
I don't know of a percentage, but there are many degrees that are lucrative.
Even
some of the soft science. Wait. Even some of the soft science degrees are lucrative. It just depends on what you're going into.
Like what, Gabe? Like what soft science degree is lucrative?
I mean, you can be a literature professor making six figures. I mean, there's a longer road, I guess, to the top as it concerns becoming a tenured professor. But you could become a professor in some type of literature major, maybe art sciences. A lot of times it's based upon your talent also.
Yeah, but that's
in your community. So I wouldn't say that degree field is a scam. It just doesn't have that high of a return on investment.
No, and I agree with you.
Immediately.
We do need educators. So I agree with you there, Gabe. I give you that 1,000%. You can't say that. I would never refer to anything on the educational level of being scamish because you need people to go and teach the future generations and the children.
No, wait a minute. Hold on, Mr. Fanta. I disagree with both of y'all. Like English major, bro, we speak English. We're speaking English right now fluently. We don't need
No.
But do you know that there are advances within the English language?
Yeah, and the proper use of it, tense, text, all of those things, man. Again, like
but you don't need a 4-year degree for that.
Yeah, you do, because again, a lot of people don't have the understanding to teach other people. I believe you do. You need.
You kind of do, because I mean, there's a difference between conversational English, written English, type. So
yeah,
and there's a lot of research even as it concerns. So like the English language and technology are becoming blended. Like, what do you think? Like Google Translate works with? They don't work with run-of-the-mill people. They work with individuals who are educated in the English language and in translation. So a language degree isn't necessarily just a bad degree. So
okay, so wait a minute. So like, let's say, okay, so writing books, right? Wouldn't you say that's the highest form of writing is writing a best-selling novel?
Not necessarily.
No, yeah, because now there's so much help. You don't have to. All you have to do is know how to put it together, and then you can pretty much put anything into a computer and autocorrect and everything else will fix it for you. So no, I don't even give credence to the art of writing anymore, and especially nowadays, even what we had to do when I was a kid in like middle school, high school, and things like that, and even early college in early 2000s. Bro, there was no fucking buy a paper in fucking 2002, bro.
Right. But my whole point is, though, you don't become a better writer or a better reader by somebody telling you. You become a better writer by writing. You become a better reader by reading. You don't need an English degree professor to tell you that, is what I'm saying.
But there are advances within the English.
Real quick, Gabe. Hold on. But brother, again, see, this is where y'all shoot yourself in the foot. And again, because why? Black men suffer from what? Grown ass black men, bro, have a 4th grade reading level. You see what I'm saying? So black men are the last men that can claim that you don't need an English degree, when it's clearly that grown black men suffer from not even being able to read at the adult level.
You see it in the super chats or just even in the chat. Like, dudes try to dish you, but can't even write a complete sentence. So, maybe those English majors are needed a lot of times within the military, because dudes are. Listen,
I learned Spanish fluently, and I didn't have a Spanish degree. I mean, I can read.
Learning Spanish and advancing the language's progression are two different things. You can learn the language, but not necessarily need a degree, right?
Hold on, wait, and listen. And the autodidact shit is trust me, being self-learned, self-taught. That's a gift. Everybody can't do that, man. I think niggas like y'all got to start giving yourself credit, man. Listen, the ability to comprehend, the ability to just pick up on things, that's a gift. It's not a given. Okay, it's like some people are mechanically inclined, some people are musically inclined, some people are just naturally already have gifts that they can just easily, if they work on it, they become experts. Okay,
right.
It's the same thing with language and a lot of other things. I'm telling you, bro. English has had to change and dumb itself down for dummies. You understand that?
That's true.
That's what I'm saying. So that bothers me because like the lady I tell you that we my elementary school teacher, she was a master in of English. She had a master's in English. And bro, I knew about past participles and all this shit like in the 4th grade because I was on the quiz bowl team. And she fucking like she was a grammar Nazi, nigga. When you say grammar Nazi, bro, we know how to structure a sentence. And one of my best things was like writing coming up because of her influence and her teaching us that, you know what I'm saying, at the elementary school level, because we were blessed enough to have somebody that had a fucking master's degree in English. You know what I'm saying? She was a fucking master of the English language, and she was able to break it down to us. Even at elementary, she was able to break, bro. Do you know how fucking, bro? I'm gonna have to ask people this shit because I stopped fucking my Facebook. Do you know how fucking blessed you are, bro, and fortunate to have a fucking college professional level mind teach you that at the elementary school level and hold you to that standard going forward? You see what I'm saying?
Oh yeah.
Our children nowadays don't even have that. They don't even have a respect for the English language because, like Gabe says, to his credit, and I know, like I was saying just now, it's just a chat. I found myself doing it a lot because you know, you kind of have, you can't, bro. You square as hell, you lame as fuck if you're using proper English on fucking Twitter, on IG, on this shit because niggas don't understand you. So I gotta use text talk or like, you know what I'm saying, slang in my thing for it to be relatable, for people to understand it and for people to appreciate what I'm saying versus giving you, even though I have a complete and total understanding of the proper English. And
at the same time, to get credit, I don't think that everybody with an English degree is using it to their advantage of being able to teach people, right, correct English, being educators. And it doesn't have the highest return on investment. Yeah. But I think that if you go into it with that, just like you were mentioning, Fantastic, having that skill, having that natural gift, and then you take that degree and be able to propel the message around the world. Because sometimes people won't even listen to you within your field of study if you aren't a degreed individual, right? A lot of dudes don't like that, right? They don't like to hear that. But if you, a lot of times, if you don't have a master's or a PhD in your field, you can't like do research, speak at conferences, or be called to higher levels of positions without those degrees. So I think that they do have some value to them, but I do think the vast majority of people aren't going into it with the right intentions and the right goals.
Right, and credentialism is like the highest form of systemic oppression. Like, I mean, I know what you were saying. Like, you know, most black men don't like to hear that, but credentialism is a form of systematic oppression. I just want to go ahead and just lay that out.
Why is that even part of the conversation?
No, because you were saying that people won't listen to you if you don't have a PhD or a master's, and they're working for people who don't have them anyway, is what I'm saying.
I mean, they won't do it no matter what color you are. It doesn't matter about.
I didn't say racial. I just said oppression. I didn't say
oppression.
But shout out to Wise with for the 199 again. The kids write in school like they're texting. Yeah, man, it's bad, man. It's bad.
No, what I want to say, because I'm a middle school teacher, and even today in class, I'm teaching 7th graders, and these kids don't even know the difference between agreement and agreeable. And that's horrible. In 7th grade, you don't know the difference between agreement and agreeable.
Hey, man, I'm still tripped up by there, here, and here.
Oh yeah,
right.
It's and like it's just so many grown folks, man, and I know they don't know. That's the difference too. We can tell when a motherfucker truly don't know the difference. Like not just they made a mistake or it's autocorrect or so on and so forth.
Yeah,
won't and want
right.
W-A-N-T and won't W-O-N''T. I'm like, please ban this nigga from the internet. Please get him out.
I see it all the time. Man, I'm gonna tell you, dudes try to come at me hard. I'm like, yo, I can't even respect your diction. I can't even respect your writing. I'm sorry.
Yeah, man. And
again,
like I said, man, that's the whole thing, man. You know, yeah, man. Yeah.
Where your commas at, dog? I can't read that. You know, I'm sorry. Go ahead, sir.
But nah, man, it's the whole aspect of, like you said, man. Shout out to Wise Will. He says he's a teacher also. I still get confused with effect and effect. Yeah, hey, that was cause and effect and effect instead. It's a little different. But yeah, man, the whole Man, y'all telling me about this motherfucking NFL. I can't fucking with it. He must be tearing their ass in half. They's destroying the fucking what y'all telling me from the play-by-play. They're destroying the Ravens.
Mm-hmm.
But listen, man, the whole aspect of this thing when it comes to education, Gabe, I'm just saying that a lot of brothers would be served to go the vocational route or the trade route if and when versus the college aspect of it. If you're just gonna cost you a lot of money and you're not gonna be able to flip that over. Again, for you to get your CDL or your plumbers or your HVAC or all these other things, you can start out making, $30,000 within the first year as a teenager versus, working some service job, making below minimum wage. And then, of course, like you said, if you do everything right and you can go to get your certifications and get flip that HVAC into an engineering degree on the back end. You see what I'm saying?
It sounds like you're going through hoops to get to a point where you can just skip all that middle stuff, right? Like, why go the CDL and the electrician, then jump to engineering? Why don't you just go straight to engineering?
Because engineering, initially, like I said, you're not going to be able to make that money. The certification is going to bring you the money, bro.
I can answer that, Gabe. So I'm a programmer, right? And 100% self-taught. And the best and brightest I ever met were all self-taught. And as a matter of fact, in my last role that I was at, I had to train people with computer science degrees to do the job that we were doing. So I know for a fact that the colleges are not teaching these people how to do the job. 100%.
So why did you have to teach them, or why did you have to train them?
Because they didn't know how to use the tools that were necessary for the job.
But the organization that you were working for, that person or those individuals had degrees, and that allowed them to be trained by somebody with more skill level.
No, our tech lead did not have a degree, and the other one had a degree in Chinese studies. The only reason why they got the job because his brother was there.
No, I'm saying the person that you trained, right?
Yeah, the only reason why he was there because his brother had a job there and he left. So that's the only reason why he was there, not because of his degree.
So there were one person that you trained that had a degree. You said it was multiple people.
Right, most people had no degree, correct.
Okay, so you talk about one situation where you trained somebody that didn't have a degree, that didn't know something.
None of the people he would have degrees, but they constantly teach people with degrees. That's what he's saying.
Right, and then the guy I was training had a degree, but the only reason why he had the job because his brother got him the job.
So who didn't have a degree. You're talking about one person with a degree that you trained, right?
But he had a computer science degree, Gabe. So how come?
But I'm saying, like, you're talking about one individual, right? You're talking about one person, and you're kind of expounding that to say that people with degrees, computer science degrees, don't have the same skill level as somebody who's a self-taught person. At least that's what I'm understanding.
No, I'm just saying.
If I'm wrong.
No, I'm just saying if you're self-taught, you're 100% know what you're doing. But a computer science degree, you're learning about algorithms and data structures and all these other things that have nothing to do with the job at hand that somebody's going to pay you to do, is what I'm saying. So I was just jumping on what Mr. Fantastic was saying, that if you are an electrician, you are on the job and you're applying the skills, and then you can go into the engineering role as like a manager role later, is what I was saying. But you need to be hands-on first, is what I think.
Do you think that there are opportunities that you would be able to have if you had a degree in comparison to not having a degree in your field?
Yeah, you're right. Yeah, I would say that, but I don't think that's, and that's just go. That's you're right. You're right. I have lost opportunities because I don't have a degree. Yes, but that doesn't mean I can't do the job, and I do have a job.
It's another thing too.
Well, you couldn't do the job if you don't get the opportunity. But I understand what you mean.
I see what you're saying, right?
Yeah, but this is what I say too. I understand that was a part of the scam, Gabe, and I'm glad you said that we had this part of the conversation.
Mm-hmm.
What happened is the colleges made pretty much like a pact or something with corporate America as to where now it's a requirement to where if you don't have a degree, you can't get this job. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So that's where the scam comes into it, because now you have to go through me, even if it is a non-lucrative degree, right? Let's just say it's some managerial shit. Now you got a motherfucking management position, but you can never ever make it to management without paying hundreds of thousands of dollars to a college to get the fucking degree of management. You see what I'm saying?
Well, I don't know if it's necessarily a scam. A lot of times what happens, especially within management, what happens is that there's a baseline understanding or baseline background that they're looking for in terms of people that they employ. I know of managers and individuals, like I've been involved in the hiring process, where at times, and I'm not saying this is across the boards, there are individuals who don't have degrees that can at times be kind of a loose cannon, right? These individuals at times can, kind of just be on their own, like pretty much playing their own tune. And they're like, well, shoot, I'll just go here and go there. I think one thing that college kind of proves and has been a proven fact is that it kind of shows a level of stability and stick-to-itiveness that organizations like. So I don't think it's completely just a racket, a scam, some type of pact that was made. But I think that there has been a positive return on investment for hiring individuals with degrees over individuals without degrees. I think some of that is changing for sure these days.
Gabe, would you also can I chime in on what you just said?
Sure.
Would you say that it also proves that they have student loan debt and they can't job hop like somebody who doesn't have a degree can?
Not all the time, no. I know a lot of people who, or a lot of my peers and even myself, we've literally, paid off all our student loans. Based upon what we were able to earn after our degrees. So I don't think it just proves. Huh?
How old are you, Gabe?
How old am I?
Yes, sir.
I'm 32.
Oh, okay.
Just turned 32. Let's see, in August.
No, okay.
Hey, you can't have no old nigga memory, man. There's no young fella, man. Come on now, you ain't that old, goddamn.
Listen,
all right, I
don't even think about no birthdays no more. I don't know the last time I thought about it. My wife be doing all that birthday stuff. I'd be like, you can have it.
I should be like you too, man. Until you motherfucking hit like 30, you about to hit 37, you realize you're almost halfway there, brother. So you start fucking you start appreciating them because everyone you have, that's one less that you're gonna have the next time. But anyway, after the 5, I work in IT. It's about getting the right certifications. The industry has become so skill specific. Shout out to you.
Yeah, 100%. That's facts.
And you know what?
I
wouldn't say it's only certifications, but go ahead.
Yeah, but just a loose point though. Like I have had a conversation with one girl I was talking to back in the day, and I asked her, what is more important, a PhD in gender studies or a CDL to the country? You know what she said to me? She said the PhD in gender studies. So to me, I don't think college is a scam, but I think a lot of people overrate it, and that they having a college degree is more important than somebody that has hard skills. And I don't want people to think that. We do need both. But it's just you can't overrate one or the other.
Yeah, I do think both is the biggest. Like I found advantages in both, right? Having those hard skills, having those certifications, and having the degrees have really helped to propel me in my career. So
I tell you like this in my job, right? Like if you give me like a 16, 18-year-old, give me like 9 months with them, 8 hours a day, they'll be making 80 grand. Like straight. I think so. I think that you could just throw away the entire 4-year thing. I don't think it's 4 years. Think about it, bro. That's 4 years of you not making any money. That's 4 years of you accruing debt.
No. Listen, you're talking from a very. I think you're talking more from ignorance because I don't know if you knew, but like most engineers intern while they're in college. When you say not making money, all engineering internships are paid. I haven't worked an internship in undergrad that wasn't paid. So you can't just say you just.
How long was that internship?
Huh?
How long was that internship?
At times 3 to 4 months, sometimes 6 months. If you're doing a co-op, it can be for an entire semester and you get college credits for it. So it depends.
So that was probably the most important part of your education, correct?
No. So like
3 years prior to that was important. The English, the sociology classes, all that was important.
Absolutely. Like I learned a lot. So like I think Fantastic speaks about certain literature, like certain books, like Animal Farm, or I've been exposed to certain authors like Camus and some French existentialists. It really kind of calls more of like a self-evaluation and even really understanding something more beyond just that you do your work and you just get that skill, but rather more. You have to kind of be more balanced in your understanding of things. And I think that those sociology, those other classes kind of gave me a better understanding of that outside of, the calculus 1, calc 2, and calc 3, electromagnetism and power systems. So I have found value in those classes also outside of my major classes.
Let me shout out this. Shout out to Dollar Watch for the 5. There's such thing as catch-22s. I get a job because I couldn't get a job because I didn't have the experience. Couldn't get experience because I didn't have the job. That's a great point. And shout out to Space Cowboy. He said, I did a co-op. Money was better than most. 99% of jobs available to 18
Absolutely.
years old.
So you do make money while you're in school, and I don't think those classes are just throwaway classes. I think it kind of expands your mindset and kind of your palette for information. And it makes you more marketable, man. Like I was on so right now I'm in New York at a customer engagement. I'm here face to face, and we were talking college. The people that I'm working with from this customer, some people, they knew people that went to my university. So we had some time to chime in on that, have some conversation on that, kind of giving them their, kind of providing a level of trust and a level of familiarity before we were able to move on to the work. It just makes work easier. So I wouldn't say it's all just throwaway. It's all just debt. You can get some things coming out of it for sure.
Yes, sir. But all those books you read, you can get all of the greatest books known to humanity for $1,000. Like, you do not need a college degree to somebody to tell you that you need to know this book or whatever. Because
but then going back to Fantastic's point, right? You have those people who have literally dedicated their education to learning this material, so they're able to teach it to a level that goes beyond you just opening up the book and reading. So teachers are important, man. I know y'all just y'all like to shoot stuff down, but
no, hold on. Let me give some credence to Gabe and to, I guess, Lou also. Listen. Dr. T.S. Johnson is one of the guys in this space, irreplaceable. Like I said,
a soft science degree. Like you wouldn't say that nothing.
again, like I said, another great mind that, of course, is a byproduct of college degree would be Jordan Peterson. So again, man, there are plenty of examples and great minds that the college educational system has provided to us. I'm not saying that it's completely and totally useless or to be thrown away, but I am my whole argument when I say this is a scam. The vast majority of the degrees and things that are offered are just for profit. It's not for the betterment of the person or the student, the person that's using the secondary education. It's just for the college to make money. And like I said, they're not there to guide you, like you said, Gabe. They're not to give you the cheat code or to tell you the right thing to do. They don't care, and to the point, like I said, it's a business. It's not their responsibility to do so. But a lot of people, especially like I said, now we got to put the race into it. Black people aren't understanding the whole aspect of what a lucrative degree is versus just saying, "Hey, I've been to school and I got a degree, and now I'm educated," type shit. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, I see what you're saying. I agree.
Listen, I'm different.
Hey,
I'm just trying to get degrees so I could use them as frisbees to throw at people without degrees. So that's really
I feel it.
No, but Gabe, just like a quick question: do you think that, university education does need reform? Because that's what I think that it does need, reform, so people can be more efficient and leave with less debt, because that's truly what we need. And with this COVID thing, a lot more people need to be in the STEM fields. So do you think?
I think there needs to be a combination of both, right? I think that the college degrees, those more traditional ones. So my undergrad was in electrical engineering, and it was very antiquated at some points. But towards the end of my degree, when I started to get into my specialty classes, like power systems analysis, so I'm studying substations, power lines, all of these different components, it became very applicable to what I did after school. So I do think that one thing that needs to happen is that students really need to interrogate those university programs, seeing what they're doing, seeing what industry experts they have on their staff, seeing what their coursework will look like. And I think that's that pre-work, right, that you need to do before you jump into any degree program. So I do think that some of those older programs can be a bit less up to date and antiquated and kind of purposeless. But I think that the credence is really on the person attending. You're paying for that degree. So, I think that it's up to people to go into it with an understanding of what am I going to look like after this degree?
No, I understand that, because let's say I had to update and, bring reform to colleges. One thing I would do, the first step I would do is all these humanity classes, these gender study classes, these other classes, I'll just throw them out, because they don't need them. If I want to study those things, I could just do those by myself. But classes like like the STEM classes, that I would heavily promote that. So
yeah, but even with STEM classes, I mean, no STEM major has created anything of scientific innovation in the last 100 years. Nobody, not one STEM degree has.
What?
What did I
Expand on that for me, please. So you said
Okay,
not
so-
one STEM major, like a school major,
Yeah,
or you think a
like
person?
nobody with a STEM degree has created anything of scientific innovation in the last 100 years. Not one.
What would
The
you
Linux
consider a
operating
scientific?
system, self-taught. Facebook, Microsoft operating system, the airplane, the car, the telephone, the light, I mean, all those things were not created by any engineers or any STEM degrees.
How are they maintained and managed and upgraded and changed? Like, you think these are just like what?
Well, after the guy who didn't have it, he taught him, I guess. All right, well, yeah, I guess he
I think
taught
that goes to Fantastic's original point that some people just have that skill, right? Some people just have that natural talent. Like Nikola Tesla, he wasn't like this super duper educated person, but this person was able to revolutionize electricity today. But then, so I don't think the fact that there aren't a million Steve Jobs and Bill Gates out there discredits people with STEM degrees, because we're out here getting bags straight up.
I feel I'm getting a bag too, dog. And I ain't got no degree, so hey, we in the same boat.
Well, bags are different. They're different sizes out here. So
Wait. Hold on.
You got a family, I don't. So.
Hold on. I gotta get.
I don't got a family. I just got a wife.
No, hold on. Wait.
Oh yeah, so I know. I know I'm saving more.
Hold on. I got.
My wife's bag probably bigger than yours, so
I'm one dude though. Hey, I'm moving better than you too though. So hey.
Two incomes. Family. I can do more with it. I can do more with it. Let's juggle. Let's juggle, baby. Let's juggle.
Hold on.
You don't want to juggle bags. Come on. I'm just saying. No, dude. Listen, dude. Trying to come slick.
Bro, I'm just me, bro. But it's all good.
No. I'm just me.
Hold on. The aspect of this is this, man. Listen.
But you see you see how he dropped that shit after I dropped that shit on his ass though. That's cool. But yeah,
you didn't drop nothing on me.
Bro, I did, bro.
You ain't dropped nothing on me.
All right, hold on. Shout out, Hulk coming up here. Listen, my whole aspect of this, bro. The whole STEM. It's not. Listen, bro. We all have our thing to the education. This brother's telling you that he's living the life in a very, very well off life. And he's even compounded by moving to a place where his dollar is multiplied times 20. So I mean, if you guys can't respect his, he told you he's self-taught, which means he has a level, definitely a level of fucking intelligence for himself in the STEM degree and in the STEM field without the degree. And he had the wherewithal to say, hey, not only am I going to do that, I'm going to move somewhere to where my dollar is going to stretch 20 times because I'm making American money, but living in Mexico or whatnot. So again, man, the majority of black men aren't doing the STEM education thing. We definitely should increase it. I'm with Gabe on that, and I understand Gabe's intentions, why Gabe says what he does. Gabe is trying to get more brothers to get on a more guaranteed train to increase the revenue and increase the power and the influence on the STEM on pretty much a solidified is not going anywhere. Okay, STEM is not going nowhere. It's only going to expand because everything's becoming more digital and more technological. So I'm with Gabe there all day, every day. But at the same time, like Lou says, I understand it too. With me going the route that I'm taking, and a lot of people that I see take the route that I take, going through the military and this trade skill aspect of it, there are brothers out here clocking that bag, man, that don't go to college first. You know what I'm saying? Or they get the skills and then they get people to pay for their college by getting the skills via being self-taught and getting things and showing their work, and then they go into a corporation that says, well, hey, in order for us to promote you or whatnot, we need you to have a degree. But since you already showed that you have proficiency in it, we're willing to pay for your degree for you because you already have the skills. Or the same thing with the military aspect. So I'm not allowing anyone to shit on the STEM degree. I'm not. Hold on, I'm almost done.
Go ahead.
I'm not allowing anyone to shit on anything, but I'm not going to stifle this brother again, who's obviously accomplished, and I mean, it has a level of intellect himself, to not speak his piece. That's all I'm doing, man. Everybody say they shit, and him and Gabe is motherfucking up here, throwing jabs and shit. Now,
it's cool. I ain't sweating. It's
y'all love the nigga shit. So now we to the
good.
show.
We good.
No, we good.
I don't even know why my wife came into this, but you know, if we talking about her, I mean,
No,
we
I
can
just
talk
said
about
you
it.
were married, bro. No, wait, you.
Oh, no, I'm definitely married. Oh yeah, absolutely.
Because you
Absolutely.
said you had more money than me, and I said, but
Oh, no,
anyway,
I definitely do. I definitely do. I'm sure about it. I'm sure about that one.
yeah, okay, man, we'll see.
We don't have to see. I just know.
Oh my
Because
god.
dude try to throw these you married shots. No, because dude try to throw these you married shots and she taking off from you and everything. But my wife is my wife is killing y'all niggas. Like straight up. Like my wife is making bigger bags than y'all, but y'all got so much smoke for married dudes. Like, stop it. Come on.
How to get this?
Stop it.
We for the bring the wives into it, man. We gonna keep the wives out of it, man. Shout out to my man Spiritual Logic in the building. What you got for me, brother? What's going on, man?
Hey, what's up? What's up? This side of Gabe is funny. Respect to you, brother.
I'm just saying, hey, respect to you too, man. I'm just saying.
Hey,
Yeah,
man,
man,
don't y'all? Hey, Gabe's a motherfucking street nerd, man.
I'm telling you, man. I'm telling you.
Nigga.
Come on. Oh man, the wife got a bigger bag, man. That's
Yeah, that's cool.
nah, but I respect both of y'all, man. Everybody making good points. I mean, you know, college education is a tool, you know, and if you use it wisely, it could do some things for you. You know, but we can't undermine the value of just creative people who know how to work the world. And like there's a lot of blue collar workers with trades, and you know, making money can be done in so many ways. I mean, we want to look at the top investors who are billionaires in the world. Most of them don't even have a college degree. So it's all about how you work the world. And if you want to talk about the beginnings of a college degree, a degree in itself is an aspect of Freemasonry. You know, I know people don't want to talk about that, but you know, it's how people amongst each other, you know, allow themselves into different avenues of life. You know, like I always tell people, where did the robe come from? You know, a lot of people go to college and graduate from places, but they put on this hat and this robe. They don't even know why they do it. They don't even know where it came from. And the same with a preacher and a judge. They all got to put on a robe. It's all Freemasonry, man. It's you being approved to disseminate knowledge coming from people who have approved it to be disseminated. And then, like I said, man, you can use all these things for whatever you want to do in life. You know, as long as my issue with all of this stuff is, as long as we're not compromising the principles and masculinity and morality to accomplish these bags. You know, getting the bag, if anything a woman can show you, that getting the bag ain't hard. You just got to sell your soul, your dignity, and your values. You can get a bag, so that's not impressive. You can go on OnlyFans right now and see a hoe with her feet up getting the bag. So we need to squash that. Let's talk about, you know, what we're actually doing to improve our lives and preserve values, that we don't have to raise these LGBT children and get these feministic people out here just trying to destroy society. That's what's important, because I like Gabe is a good example of someone who's intelligent, who got a STEM degree, and he's doing his thing in the tech field. Respect to that man, and respect to the brother without the degree. I think you both are great examples of men just using their ingenuity and their will to accomplish their goals. Both are right, neither are wrong. As far as whose bag is bigger, hey, look, man, that's
Man, I didn't even bring it up. I mean,
I'm just messing with you. Look, I know Gabe done put some money out there, so we know Gabe is working what's up. But you know, respect to both of y'all, man. I honestly think that both of y'all doing what you need to do. I don't think the brother meant no disrespect when he brought up married. I think a lot of guys see married.
Yeah, I really didn't. I just was. Yeah.
So what does that mean? But so like the
no,
why?
I'm gonna tell you why, because you were saying that you had more money, but I was like, yeah, but you married, so I was
No. I didn't start off saying anything about more money. You said that you can have a degree without I mean, you can get a bag without a degree, and I said it's just different types of bags. And you said what you married though.
What you said was, you said people shitting on STEM degrees, but we getting the bag.
Yeah, and you said that you can get a degree without. I mean, you can get a bag without a degree, and I said it's just different types.
Let me say this real quick. To Gabe's point, he did say, look, Gabe chose wisely. He got a wife that's getting the bag with him. So they combining their incomes, and they working as a team. Now, from the other brother's perspective, we know a lot of men, you know, they getting women who want to divide the bag at the end. So
That's where I was coming from.
it's
But
the
it's all good,
perception.
Gabe.
It's the perception of
Okay.
what a lot of men have viewed marriage. Now, respect to Gabe. I mean, Gabe could be that guy who, respect values and system and the way they view each other. It might work for them. I have no smoke against married people. I personally am not going to get married, but I respect men who are actually maintaining a masculine position in their marriage, and they're producing viable marriages. Mr. Fantastic is one, Gabe is another. Grown man. Respect to these brothers. I have nothing but respect for them. Now, there are a lot of men who go into a marriage with this backwards mindset and weak position that allows them to be exploited by the laws and all that stuff. Those are, I don't think that applies to Gabe, but because as you see, he got his testosterone up today, so I don't,
I'm chilling. I'm chilling, man. I'm just chilling.
Yeah, man. But with all this was a good topic, man. I was just listening to everybody talk. I ain't really had much to add, man. Y'all was knocking it out of the park today.
Yeah, man. Ultimately, like I said, man, it's about to be a big shift and change in what we know to be America after this election is over with. I think this new SCOTUS nominee could hold the key to it. She could be a big shift and change because not even just necessarily her. Again, having the 63 majority just totally and completely changes things in favor of a lot of issues that are going to directly affect African American males, namely, as we said, not just African American males, but African American community and African American males specifically. Everything from Roe v. Wade with the abortion, from nonviolent felons getting their Second Amendment rights back as a pushback on or repeal of these Title IX laws that directly affected a young black man that was hoping to be a naval officer. A lot of these things, man, she's just about, she's truly a woman that values men. And she shows that because she values her family and her children. And we know what, you cannot have family or children without a man. And she has no problem in being a proud wife. That all the while being the highest of accomplishments too. That's the biggest thing. And shout out to Gabe again. Like I said, the biggest thing for a man to do, and it goes to hit you with a little quick Bible verse. I mean, being equally yoked, as they say all the time, right? A man shouldn't want to be with a woman that he's supposed to, completely and totally carry and do any and everything for in this day and age. I mean, if she's just there alone there for the ride and she has nothing to contribute, other than just some good looks and some good pussy.
Yeah. I mean, that's what a lot of dudes want, though. A lot of times, right? Is just they just want somebody to be on for the ride, and hey, no hate to them or nothing, but I just personally, that has never been my desire. I've always wanted somebody with some goals and some aspirations.
And again, black men, we definitely need to, get rid of that ass though mentality, and actually start holding these women to some type of standard. If they're going to the price of you getting out here in the working market, and you want to be, not necessarily independent, but you want to be out here and you don't want to be the homemaker, you don't want to just be a mom. Hey, that bag is a motherfucking equal, motherfucker. That's why I'm never gonna be with that 50-50 bullshit. I mean, with the 100% bullshit. Like, you mean to tell me you making 100K, 6 figures or whatever the fuck, and all my motherfucking money I'm making, my 6 figures goes to all the bills and this and the other. What's your money go to? Goddamn it, you crazy as fuck. You just have your own little party money and fun money and everything, and I gotta take motherfucker. This
girl trip money.
It's a partnership. This is supposed to be this is together, two becoming one. So what the fuck that mean? What the hell that I look like paying for motherfucking everything, and you just fucking off your money and all this shit, but we both working. But either way.
Hey, but Mr. Fantastic, you brought up a good point.
It's all about character, really.
You want to bring out the Bible, man. Honestly, a woman who come in with the right mindset, she don't mind saying, look, my husband runs this. And my money is his money. And it's not like the man is going to, manipulate her with that. She just has a respect for that man being in that position.
Yeah, man. Yeah.
That's that Proverbs 31. But that woman, she went out there and worked, brought all that money home so her husband wouldn't have no lack.
Yeah, and yes, I do think they will turn back Roe v. Wade, stomping, stomp. I don't know what the hell, Stompy something, MW2. But yeah, I'm pretty sure they will. You will see that done and over with by the end of 2021. I believe Roe v. Wade. And again, to be clear, that will not make it will not make abortions illegal, okay? But it will take away federal funding for abortions. So pretty much like Planned Parenthood will no longer be able to pay for, or give away free abortions and things like that. That will pretty much be the effects of Roe v. Wade. And of course, like I said, shout out to M24 Bravo, who's in here with his 1,800 abortions a day. That will immediately stop for the Black community. And as King Sigma said when he was here, I think that will cause a lot more sexual responsibility for these females if and when they can't just go out here and get rid of a baby because they were being irresponsible. As far as another big thing too, we didn't get to touch on, but we'll talk about that later. Affirmative action. That's be another thing that's going to be repealed too. Look for that to happen. Affirmative action is up out of here too. Trust, believe that.
That's a beautiful thing.
Yeah, Ruth Bader Ginsburg was
Man, I used affirmative action in my undergrad a lot.
Well, you're one of the very few, bro. Because again, like one of the main things they always talk about in this space is the biggest beneficiaries of affirmative action or
white women.
Yeah, white women, right? So again, if we look at it from that aspect of it, and I have that understanding. Oh shit!
Yeah, they was giving all types of diversity incentive grants and Black student success scholarships. Pretty much like my whole first and a half year were paid for by affirmative action. Like I'm like, oh, I didn't even know. I didn't even know about it. So.
Yeah, that's crazy. They thought I was white when I came in for the interview. So yeah, my skills did it, but yeah, that affirmative action got to go. That shit's ruining Black people because you're getting hired off your skin color, not what you can do. That's not. That's not.
Well, I mean, it can be a strategy, right? You can get in there, get the opportunity based upon affirmative action. You can come in there and blow it out the water, and then.
Yeah, you sound, man. That's funny. You sound just like my best friend. He got a degree too. That's funny.
Yeah.
No, but it's good.
But things to your advantage.
The issue is, like Mr. Fantastic said, if women are the main benefactors, then it's promoting a mindset where women feel like they can destabilize families by just bringing in a unfeminine type mindset into a situation. Now, it's not going to happen to everybody, but we understand that a lot of women are preaching, get the bag, I'm independent. That ain't going to run well in a patriarchal, masculine run family. It's just
but then does that mean that there should probably be a tweak in affirmative action rather than just getting rid of it altogether?
Well, put it this way, in 2020, I think we can get rid of it because we already have a victimhood mindset issue in the Black community that just needs to go.
I agree.
So utilizing government provided funds for education, is that I guess
well, I think across the board, I think we're where we need to be, where we can. It may have provided benefit then, but now I think it's a crutch. It's keeping a lot of Black people from actually, achieving and overachieving and maximizing their potential because we're becoming too reliant on a government that has been using these institutions to push agendas that are not in our best interest. It sounds good. It's like lip service. But like the civil rights movement, who would have thought that was a Trojan horse for the LGBT and feminism?
Oh, and communism.
That's what I'm talking about, like a tweak, right?
Well, and communism and Marxism again. Civil rights movement again. What they told you. Go look up USA Anarchy USA if you haven't seen it, man. Again, Black people were used so many times as Trojan horses for a lot of movements in this thing because of disenfranchisement. And how easily we're manipulated emotionally, and we're unaware of how politics and major level movements work. I'll just say that. But we got Sir Tyson in the building, man. For we oh shit, man, y'all would want to come up here now, man. Y'all know that 3 hours.
Somebody come up here to argue.
No, like that, bro. Gabe, come on.
I'm talking about whoever else is in the back.
No, we actually cool. Everybody's cool today, man.
I ain't cool. I'm Pookie Gabe. Listen, I'm Pookie Gabe today. All right? Turn it up. We turned it up.
Gabe trying to act like he's from the east side and shit. Well,
I'm from the west side though. I'm from
no. I know. I said you trying to act like you from the east side. You know,
Pookie Gabe. That's
hey man, I was just kind of listening in on my drive home, fan. Hey, salute spiritual. What up, Gabe? Blase, I'm not familiar with you, but salute to you, brother. But I gotta say,
We appreciate it.
Y'all gotta read this book that Lewis recommended. Jesus Christ.
What, Wealth and Poverty?
That's what I came up here for. And just, by the way, this is a great stream, great information, but that Wealth and Poverty, gentlemen, Jesus.
Yeah,
this is, I was like, oh shit, I see him on. Let me just give him a shout out on that, but I don't know. You said something, fan, that I'm kind of pondering. I don't know how the affirmative action, I don't know like what case can be repealed that they can repeal it. I kind of think it's something that the toothpaste is out the tube there. But if you know the case or the case law, I would love to hear it. I'm not challenging you per se, but I just think that with the 6-3 majority, we can potentially see, oh man, I already see who joined.
It's about to turn up.
Oh shit.
Down,
this man was like, who's going to be like, well, it can be repealed or whatever, because Democrats or whatever won't have control with this 6-3 majority, or the conservatives. But no, I'm just curious now, the abortion thing, that's going to go immediately to the states when that happens. And that's going to be kind of a dynamic changer, because outside of Planned Parenthood, the government doesn't really make money from off abortions per se. And everything is always motivated by money, pardon me. So we got to look at things from this perspective with these decisions. Now, again, with this affirmative action, I believe it's at above 50. And salute to you, Gabe, and being able to use that shit. I definitely believe that we should be using this. But I believe that if a company has over 50 employees, there has to be an equal amount of women in certain positions, which I think is bullshit. But again, I don't know the case law as that relates. And then with that said, I was just adding that into there. So that's all I just want to add, fellas.
Yeah, let me tell you this real quick. As far as the and that was by George Gilder, right? Lou?
Absolutely.
Yes, sir.
Shout out to him. I'm gonna go ahead and pick that up today. Sure, Tice, to your point. So I don't know if you guys are aware, but the state of Washington already has been denying affirmative action like since its inception. They've never ever even enacted it at the state level. They've always voted against it to keep it not in use. That's why Asians were able to take over there and pretty much keep that power, because they refused to fucking
very interesting.
Yeah, they refused to ever enact it for their state. So all you're going to do is, again, it is exactly the same thing like you said when it comes to the abortion aspect of it. It's not going to make it illegal, but what it is going to do is going to take away federal funding. And affirmative action will be a little different, because it's not a federal funding thing, but it's the mandate, like you said, and the requirement of certain things based off of race, sex, age, or whatever the fuck it may be, and in these things to on the bell curve approach to hiring and college admissions. Another big thing too, Sir Tice, is they currently have that same affirmative action suit going against either Harvard or I think it's Harvard, with the Asians have going on, because the Asians are being discriminated against because they're pretty much scoring too high, and they have a cap on the amount of Asians they can admit due to them trying to allow other people in because of diversity issues due to affirmative action. So the reason why affirmative action is going, shout out to Roscoe, appreciate you, Roscoe. Yeah. The reason why, and Roscoe, you be on it, man. Roscoe's always on it. Roscoe and fucking Silent Sir, y'all niggas, y'all like read my mind at this point. Shout out to y'all, man. He helped me out the other day on the TPOT thing that I was trying to get over for Obsidian. Shout out to Roscoe. But yeah, that is what's going to happen as far as the affirmative action thing going, bro. In 2020, I can't find an excuse for it. I'm with Hope all day. In 2020, like I said, the amount of protection you would still have for racial discrimination and things like that, because discrimination laws wouldn't be the same as affirmative action laws. You see what I'm saying? It'll be.
No, I love the fact that you brought that to light, because I wasn't familiar with those, particularly the Harvard case. So, thanks for not calling me no bitch ass nigga. You don't know what the fuck you talking about or whatever.
That typically happens here. That typically happens.
That's crazy.
But no, man, again, man, this is this is like I said, man, that's why I shout you brothers out all the time, man. You brothers bring stuff to my attention that I don't know about, and that's why I say it's the importance of conversation. People don't understand that, man, like because it's certain things that can be said to where you was thinking about it, like and you guys brought it up here, like we didn't even get to this. Out of all the things we covered over a 3-hour period, I totally left out the affirmative action aspect of it because you guys start talking about it, what I'm saying, towards this point of it. Now we're to the conversation. Oh shit, and shout out to motherfucking Gabe A for the 50 piece. Fucking Gabe dropping that bag, man, for the my stream extension fee. Appreciate you.
Extension fee.
Stream extension fee.
We only always talk about pussy, apparently, so that's what I've supposed.
I really don't get that. Like I said, I've been away from that. Even though I got some shit coming for in a minute. We ain't gonna talk about that. We'll get to it. We get to it. Yeah. Little Big Nate. It's on you, man. Go ahead.
Man, I got to say, just in the a little over 2 years I've been in the manosphere, man, the conversations have really evolved. I'm serious. I mean, there are those that, focus on BFF and things of that nature. But I mean, the political maturity that I see on Ramil's panel, on yours, Mr. Fantastic, on a few other panels, man, it's incredibly encouraging. And I salute you, gentlemen. I just wanted to, I don't know if I'm really asking Gabe to this, but I wanted to get his opinion on this. I'm an auto damage appraiser, and my supervisor does something called ride reviews, like once a month, right? Mm-hmm. So we'll travel around the state of South Carolina and we talk. And he tells me that he went to Clemson. He's a huge Clemson fan, has
great football team.
Yeah, and I was just about to say that he has season tickets every single year. He and his wife go to Clemson. They walk the field. They talk to the players. Mm-hmm. He told me that in the early 70s, when he went to Clemson was $2,000 a year.
Oh, wow.
$2,000 and $3,000 a year. He said he worked and paid for Clemson University.
Yeah, I have something to add to that when you're done, by the way. I have something to add, but continue.
Sure, absolutely. Salute to you, Sir Ty. And $2,000 to $3,000. Now, my contention is that, being a conservative, I like to talk about how government ruins things. Mm-hmm. So what the federal government did, colleges had to keep their tuition in a place where normal Americans could afford to go. Until, of course, the federal government stepped in and guaranteed hundreds of billions of dollars in student loan. Sally Mae, and the other institution that does a lot of collegiate lending. And now, in about 40 years, college, the price of college has been raised thousands of percent.
For that, just that one data point. Clemson now for undergrad. So a data point. Clemson now for undergraduate on campus or off campus is around $37,000. I just wanted to throw that in there.
What about out of state? Do you know that?
Out of state would be significantly more for sure.
Gotcha.
Yep.
So we have this tremendous increase in the cost of college, and I just want Gabe's opinion. I mean, he's a learned brother. There's no denying that, even if you disagree with him. What's your opinion on government involvement in things like college education?
Well, it's funny because I actually had some of that government involvement in some of my education. So kind of with Fantastic, we had a stream, I think it was last week or the week before last, about college versus the military, when I think that I've used both of those in order to kind of progress academically. During my undergraduate career, I was able to have what you call like a civilian Department of Defense intern type of role. So that was through like my junior year all the way till I graduated. I was a government employee, a civilian government employee, and they paid for all of my education 100% during that time. And then anything I received back as it concerns grants or whatever, that went towards my living expenses. So I do think that there are creative things that you can do with paying for education, whether it's military, whether it's getting a lot of grants and scholarships. I don't even count out going the collegiate athletic route. That's a free degree, right there. So, I think that there are ways to pay for education these days. But I do think that if individuals aren't able to pay for it and are seeing the huge amount that is kind of building up, associate's degrees are very similar to that type of Clemson education. that you just mentioned from the 1970s. Several $1,000s a semester or so is something that people can come out of pocket with, and then they can transfer over to a 4-year university and pay a significant less amount for that undergraduate degree than going at it from their freshman year in the university all the way to graduating. So I think there's some creative ways in order to get that education, but I am seeing still that those are still valued in the job market, especially in tech. Skills aren't bad, but they're still valued.
My contention is just that the exorbitant cost of college has almost made it like it is not necessarily a scam, but it's just unpalatable. How do you
I agree.
How do you allow yourself to go into $50,000, $60,000, $70,000 in debt? 50% of Black people, 10 years after they graduate or drop out, owe more than they did the day they graduated or dropped out.
Yeah, let me add into this real quick. Some of this is going to be incomplete because I don't know all the full data, but I know enough of this. In 1987 or 88, the Fair Credit Reporting Act, I believe, was changed or modified to whereas you couldn't write off student loan debt. Prior to then, you could also write off credit card interest. And I'm sure one of the brothers in the chat will exactly correct me on the year. Now, why that was important was just as you had initiatives like Role Model, Google has a great, it's Gabe, I'm sure you probably know this.
There's the IT.
There's something like Ngram search or something where you can see a search term and you can see like how it's picked up through the years. Like, you know, certain words that didn't exist at certain times. But the reason I'm saying it's like things like Role Model, which picks up in the 80s. And along with, that's when companies started to require a degree for certain positions. By the way, Google and Facebook have lessened that requirement right now, and more companies are doing it because we're in a skills-based environment. But prior to then, in the early 80s and the 70s, pretty much you could live, depending on the city, you could live the modern equivalent of if you got a good job, of a modern equivalent of a $65,000 to $80,000 job, which could take care of a family. In fact, most people who were going to college were just either going to avoid Vietnam, joke, or just to, you know, they didn't know exactly what they wanted to do and they didn't want to go to the military. Otherwise, most people were jumping into careers. And the reason I'm bringing up that Fair Credit Reporting Act thing is that student loan debt is the one debt, as I think I've already said this, but that you cannot write off it forever.
You can't claim it on a bankruptcy.
Right, exactly. You know,
but I do think a lot of it is manageable, right? Especially if you're going into it with some type of strategy. If you have parents who understand what paying off debt looks like, I mean, some of that student loan debt can be trivial. Some of that student loan debt can very much so be trivial.
Yeah, so. I'm not. I think what Nate was getting at with his question, Gabe, and he can speak
with
for
government involvement for sure. Yep.
Yeah, I think what he was getting at with his question is that how did tuition skyrocket in less than 30 to 40 years at an above the rate of inflation? And they're getting kickbacks from the government, especially if it's a state school. I think that's what he's getting at.
And, you know, I just want to add into that real quick. Because, you know, another thing, too, like they're using the government money to build all these football stadiums and build all these statues of former senators.
All bullshit. Right.
Like,
and go ahead. I'm sorry. My apologies.
Oh, no, real quick. I was going to say, man, and like I told you guys, I'm a programmer, right? I mean, no, you see a guy that gets out of college after 4 years. Me and him at a terminal, he's not fucking with me. Like there's no, he ain't touching me on. I'm just keeping it real, bro. And it's like, Gabe, you know, I respect you. You're a cool dude, but like, I just feel like you telling the people some dangerous things, man, because these kids are gonna go into this degree program and not be ready for the job at hand. I know plenty of unemployed computer science degrees out here in San Diego that cannot find a job because they don't have the skills.
And also,
college. Nate, let me jump in real quick to program. You have people with degrees, and I'm sure you've experienced this, Lewis, and we're going to talk some programs real quick, that you can't even ask them to write a loop that goes to 100. Okay, write a whiteboard this week. I'm sure you've encountered that, right?
Bro, I met a guy who didn't even know how to use his terminal.
Okay, that's bullshit. All right, Nate, my bad.
No problem. How are these colleges going to justify these tuitions with COVID? The students aren't allowed to participate in any of all these, fancy things that are on campus. How are they going to justify charging this amount during COVID? What are they doing?
I wanted to respond to another piece. The idea that about being dangerous, promoting degrees. It's not dangerous. I mean, if you look at organizations, so you're talking about writing for loops, working in a terminal, or Unix or a Linux terminal. I mean, those things, and I'm not saying that these skills are bad, but it's not all of tech. People who are really making money in technology are in that of people leading groups, people who are managers, people who are supervisors, people who are directors, and those, or people who are even in consulting, right?
But don't you think that they rely on the people, like us, who actually do the hardcore troubleshooting, to have knowledge, and then we have the power to move on from organization to organization? In other words,
to some level.
Well, I'm saying they're dependent on their knowledgeable staff. Would you agree with that? It's
to
like
some.
Hold on a second.
Okay.
It's like a coach who needs a good team, that coach can know everything, but if he doesn't have a team there, they're not going to be winning. You feel me? That's what I'm getting at.
So you're talking about internal to an organization. So you work for like a bank or something, right? Those IT staff, is that the type of scenario that you're speaking of?
I'm speaking of, okay, continue.
Because in consulting, it's completely different. But go ahead.
No, you go ahead. I may have jumped in prematurely, so go ahead.
So I was speaking about those tech careers who are really kind of bringing in much more of that income. Most of these people are not people who are working in the terminal or writing for loops or writing while loops. If you think about the three biggest management consulting firms, right? That of, what is that? McKinsey, Boston Consulting Group, and Bain & Company. They have people who are tech consultants within their organization who are literally pulling in. I mean, a lot of times they have, based upon the level, you can have a base salary of 150, have another bonus of another 50K, have some RSUs or some stock in another 50 or 60K. You're bringing in $250,000, $250,000, $300,000 a year as a tech consultant. So yeah, I understand what you're saying as it concerns that of hey, there are certain people who don't get those base level tech skills within a degree program, but a lot of times those individuals with degrees who go into these big level consulting firms in tech are able to bring home way more of an income and provide a better outlook for their family and their own lives. I think you're kind of missing the
point. Okay, so I think you're kind of.
But my point is that the base level of that is a degree. You can't get any of those roles without any level of degree.
And so that's not okay. My bad, Nate. Go ahead, Nate.
No, sorry, speaking. What I think, Gabe, what you're just suggesting is, on the surface, and this is no disrespect, on the surface, what it seems like you're saying is, hey, just get this. You really don't have to we'll use even a layman's example. You don't really even have to be a mechanic to know how to do a brake job. Just you can run all these chains of Midases, what have you, whatever. And again, I'm overly simplifying it. Whereas the people who really know things, like, for example, and maybe this is not the best example, but Jeff Bezos really knows his shit. He's not just some guy who, just had a bunch of money and got into this whole, with this whole Amazon thing. Okay. I'm saying that the reason I brought up that point about the while loop, and it's something very simple that you should learn in a first, that you would learn after printing Hello World, frankly, is that these people are coming out with degrees, which means they have knowledge in this area and they don't have any knowledge in the most basic skills. That's why I was presenting that. It's your
That's
turn.
not common that people don't have. Who doesn't know what a while loop is, a for loop, coming out of the computer science degree program?
Plenty of people who couldn't whiteboard a simple concept like that, yet they said they've studied this X programming language, Java, or what have you. And this isn't a one-time anomaly. And the other brother, Lou, I'll let you tell me if I'm wrong on here.
That's not a lack in the person. That's not a lack in the degree program, because that's just that's within a curriculum. That's within the syllabus of these programming classes. It's that individual. It's those individuals that you're interviewing. It's not in the
Why do
degree
you think that
program.
there's only? Why does it seem that you seem to think that there's only one path to become management? I thought
No, I never said there was one path.
I thought our original goal is to be doing this so that we can own our own things, so that we can really control things. But on one hand, you're saying the degree puts you in the C-level table. That's what I'm saying.
does.
Build a hard level. Okay, but what about building the hard level skills so that we create things for ourselves? And I'm not saying avoid university.
Okay, let me give you an example, right? So within management roles, do you know that you're also responsible for budget? You're responsible, especially
Gabe, I'm close to 50 years old, brother. I've been
let me finish my point.
So I know this. Come on.
This point, because I'm going somewhere with it. So you have access to budget. You have access to how things are priced. You have access to higher level documentation that you can take and have that knowledge and make your own, right? So you don't get access into this. You don't see where the market is priced for particular services and things and how much people are paid unless you have that exposure to these Fortune 500, these large consulting organizations, even within tech. So you can use that in order to leverage and go into your own thing. But you don't get that exposure if you don't get into those roles and if you don't have those opportunities.
I don't disagree with you there, but the same way that you learn tech skills, one can learn those things. And by the way, I've done budgets and what have you, for our software, for our licenses and things of that nature, and our staffing. So I've been there, done that, and I've only had one accounting class when I was in school. And I'm somebody who went through the university system who is saying that there's other ways to do it, whereas you're saying that's pretty much the way. Although you're saying there are other ways, you're more promoting the university system. That's all I'm saying.
And if I could jump in real quick, I want to shout out to a gentleman by the name of Akun. This kind of fits right in. Donald Trump just signed an executive order prioritizing
skills over degrees
for the federal college degrees in federal hiring. This man makes overture after overture after overture.
And Big Me, that helps out black people more than anything.
It's insane. And the narrative pushed by the left is that this man hates us. And so much of Black America thinks this. It's literally bizarro land, dog. This man has done so much to help Black men and potentially the Black nuclear family, man. I don't know how any Black man does not vote for him. He's not perfect. He's flawed. I've talked repeatedly about my misgivings with his character issues. He's an egomaniac, granted. But this man's presidency, his leadership, his balls, dude, I just don't see how any of us don't vote for him.
Yeah, I agree with you, man. But Nate, not Nate, Gabe, you were saying like a degree would help you get to management. Is that what you were saying? Like handling budget? I don't see where that comes into play in a startup or any type of tech field where you have to worry about the budget. That's a whole nother department.
No, that's actually part of having your own, right? You're having a startup. Don't you have to know how certain services and how certain things are priced? Don't you have to know who the competitors are within the field that you're going into? Market research, different organizations. You don't just start a business like, I got a good idea, let me start this business. There's finances behind that. And a lot of times you get access to that with being a part of larger organizations who have a more reputable and known position within the market. So you get that experience from being in those roles. You don't just get that experience just by having an idea and being able to work on a command line, a Linux command line. I'm sorry. It just doesn't happen.
Brother, we're not reducing this
to
tech skills, but you're also acting as if, as I said previously, that the same skills you're describing, whether it's market analysis or risk analysis, which is what I really do, can only be learned in one facet. Case in point, I had to do something with licensing, and I saved the damn company $500,000 because the licensing model I can't say their name, but the licensing model that this one company was using against us was complete BS, and I was able to create the spreadsheets, do the analysis, and doing that. And yes, like I said, I am a product of that, but most of that stuff that I did, I learned teaching myself, what have you. That's what I'm saying. And you're saying simply, basically, the equivalent of the grease monkey using the terminal analogy. Well, you're not going to know about budgets or risk analysis.
Yeah,
or
I think you're taking it. I think 2 points where you're wrong. I think one is that I'm not saying that it's the only way. I'm saying that it is a way. And two, I never reduce somebody to a grease monkey. I'm saying that you have exposure.
You said terminal, and it was.
I said you can't just have a startup and have your own, because that was a point that was brought up, just by having that technical capability to work on the Linux command line.
And
that
I brought up
the point. I didn't.
And I brought up the
anybody.
startup because I was saying you're not going to work in a startup and you're not going to be worried about the budget. Is what I was saying.
No, you will worry about the budget if you're having your own startup. Yes, you will. That'll probably be your biggest headache.
Where I agree with him on that is this: when you're working in a startup, you're doing, in fact, the reason why most businesses, even outside of techs, fail is they're, it's like let's apply it again. Did you say marketing?
No, I said funding is the biggest thing.
Well, I was going to simply say that many people, when you're in a tech startup or any kind of startup, you're wearing multiple hats, and you have to be able to wear those hats. Whereas many people, they cook the best ribs and they just focus on their ribs, versus getting the word out about their rib shack or what have you. And again, I'm just reducing it because I know we got too deep into the tech, and I'm trying to consider the audience.
Yeah, but yeah, it was good. It was good talking. Yeah, I mean,
yeah. Conversations like this, hopefully, completely disabuse people of the idea Black men are not. We're not educated. We don't have a host of different perspectives on things. We haven't thought through some of the most serious issues that face this country and face our community. I mean, bruh, I came here, like I said, a little over 2 years ago, and to listen to conversations like this, I didn't even know Black. I got some buddies that are just as intelligent as the men I see across this platform, but to think that there were so many Black men, this capable of having these type of discussions, man, it warms my heart, for real.
I see my brother Zero in the chat. We're really just about pussy and views, really.
I'm about getting that.
Shout out Zero.
Game over everything, baby.
Right. Oh, you bitch, bro, nigga. No, I'm sorry.
Hey,
you don't think platinum would fit into this conversation? Platinum would fit into this conversation?
Oh no! Hey, real quick, shout out to Dollar Washer again, and I got something coming from y'all ass too, man. We definitely get your 10-4 hats ready, nigga. I think I'm doing this Wednesday. We gonna talk about the fucking inventions that you can't invent, or what happens when you invent some shit. And that's what we're gonna do, man.
The guy that invented the hydrogen engine and ended up dead.
Yep. Hey, the fucking water engine. See, yep.
Hey, what Fantastic just said. Expound on Edison and Tesla. That ties right in, and why Tesla failed.
Well, yeah, we'll get into all that shit. We gonna get into that because, like I say, hey, you do certain shit, bro, you will disappear around this bitch. But you'll find out some other shit. But shout out to Dollar Washer again, man. Can Black men create a car, a new energy source, or at least take over in the industry? I think we do that all the time, man. Shout out to Isaac Simon for the support. Appreciate you, brother. Thank you.
Yes, we can. The white man invented basketball. I mean,
get him out of here. I'm about to dip out.
Oh my god.
The white man.
Hey, I greatly appreciate you guys coming through, man. Great conversation with you, brother.
Shout
out to A-Bay, shout out to King Sigma, shout out to Lou, shout out to Lil Big Nate, shout out to Sir Tight, shout out to the new fella on the block, Blase. Appreciate y'all, man, for coming through. Wonderful, great conversations always, man. Like I tell y'all, conversation is the most important part, man, because like Lou said, man, I was the same way, bro. I came here and, bro, this shit was a weight off my shoulders to know I'm not fucking crazy, bro. I just seen the shit today of where people were talking about to get your booty to the pole shit, right? Last dude that was like, oh yeah, this is a good thing. And every dude that said, man, this is a shameful, this is bullshit, this is what's name. He was like, nigga, you soft, nigga, you dumb, nigga, you this, nigga, you that. And I'm like, oh my god, wow. It's a person that had over like 30K followers, bro.
That's what, bro. Facts. Bro.
Yeah, people are saying it's a good thing. People was like, you know what? It's inspiring Black men to vote.
Yeah,
I was like,
What the hell?
Is it
These
really?
Strippers feel about politics too.
Rob females. They were disgusting. I didn't see one of those strippers I'd have any fucking interest in.
I don't even think they were women, honestly.
Oh Lord. No.
And on that note, I will holler at y'all later. Next time.
Damn
You
man.
gotta put that Dragon Ball Z music on it. Fantastic.
I'll holler at y'all.
You gotta
With cigarette butt burns in them and shit. No, thank you.
Oh man. Listen, man. Oh man. Oh my God. Listen, it's a damn man. Bam. It's a man. I swear, man. Hey, bro. I'm telling you, man. It just gets scary and scary every day, bro. Because I see this shit on the thing, man. And it really out. And bro, I'm telling y'all, hey, the heterosexual masculine black man is an endangered species, bro. Hey, preserve yourself, niggas. All right, you. If it's anybody being hunted, it's you, motherfucker. All right, and they ain't hunting you, try to kill you, nigga. They after your butthole. Okay, and on that note, we out.
Salute.